Good sunny day, everyone. It's your friendly intergalactic sun prince of the sun, Enyo Solaris to Moshimas. My camera does not like registering my eyes at the moment. You can call me Solaris or Soul if you want to be super cash about it. Or if you want to be proper, see, I just did that thing with the fidget cube. If you want to be proper, you can call me Enyo-sama. Today, we are talking about a video game that has not come out yet, which might be a first for me, but like, I just gotta tell you about this video game, okay? Azrid is supposed to be here. He may or may not appear at some point. Don't worry about him. Just look at me right now. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about, there's this video game. Actually, I should probably get the box art. I don't know why I have this as like the thumbnail. This will be a podcast, so visuals will not be super necessary, but it, you know, if you want to, big, too big, why so big? That's the video game. Talking about games that haven't kind of out yet, like Monster Hunter Wild. Listen, Monster Hunter Wilds has come out. It's called Monster Hunter. All of the other Monster Hunter games that have come out in the I'm just kidding. I need to not have my spicy takes in the first like 2 minutes of the podcast. We're talking about we might talk about you can talk about Monster Hunter Wilds if there's extra time at the end, okay? But we're talking about BLEACH Rebirth of Souls, announced at Animation Expo 2024 the last summer. It got announced during my tummy hurt arc, and through the writhing pain, I was like, oh, that game was kind of cool. and since then, the more that I hear about it, the effing more that I want to play it. So we're just gonna get, why is this the image that I have so bad? First of all, it's the PlayStation 5 version. It's coming out on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4.5, Xbox one of those, and most importantly, Steam. That's the important one that you need to remember. Is this song a little too loud? Maybe the song's a little too loud. Because I do like the song just barely being audible. Because it's like, okay, if you don't like the song, then you can turn it down. You don't hear the song. But if you want to pump that shoot up, Steam, I hardly need. I see you're trying, Mar. I appreciate you. I see you. Okay. Anyway, so you're like, hey, what is this BLEACH Rebirth of Souls? This is not even out yet. What do you know? What do you think? What do you have to even say about Rebirth? What is a Rebirth of Souls? You're in the right spot, okay? And here's my 2 goals in this stream. I will try to not okay, I have 3 goals this stream. 1, not constantly lose my train of thought. 2, explain to you what Rebirth of Souls is and why you should be excited. And 3, explain why I'm excited for Rebirth of Souls. Basically, explain what Rebirth of Souls is, explain why I'm excited for it, and explain why you should be excited for it. And also a secret third thing that I may or anyway. it's from the basics, Rebirth of Souls is going to be a video game coming out on the video game consoles based around the hit manga and anime series BLEACH. Okay, if you don't know what BLEACH is, don't worry about it, cause this game will serve as a general introduction to the series, so you can just play this first, and it's fine. You should watch the anime or read the manga, but you know, I'm just saying. But if you do like Bleach, then like me, then like, oh, I'm sure you've already heard of this, but you're like, what is this? This is why I wanted Azred here to stop my crazy train of thoughts. Actually, he doesn't even help with that. So you know what? Don't worry about it. Anyway, so the reason I was interested in this game is I'm already a Bleach fan. I don't know if you noticed. Ever since I started this channel, I've been a Bleach fan. I've been a Bleach fan since like the original anime was airing, like back in like 2009, 2008. Possibly. So, you know, and I'm recently been going through and rewatching the series and learning to love it again and getting back, rekindling my hyperfixation of Bleach. So I was already like, oh yeah, Bleach game, cool. And then, so they showed it off, and like, I thought, you know, I thought it was like a cool looking like anime arena fighter when it was first shown off at Anime Expo, and I'm like, cool, you know, like, I don't hate anime arena fighters, I guess. It'll be a fun way to, you know, experience the Bleach story, and we haven't had a Bleach video game since 2011? This is a good point of, fudging, of not losing my train of thought, of doing this on a computer, not playing a video game, because I can look things up without having to pause what I'm doing. Since 2011 is when Soul Resurrection came out. None of the other games counted. I don't want to hear, but what about the Casino Simulator? No, okay, don't worry about it. 14 years! Hello, Valerio. How's it going? So yeah, it's been 14 effing years since the Bleach game came out, so when it was shown off, it was like, oh, cool, you know, like, I'm sure it will be cool, you know? I thought it was just like, a, you know, a whatever anime arena fighter. But the more that we learned about it, the more that it sounds like it's not just an anime arena fighter. Like, first, it's being made by Tamsoft. And if you don't know who Tamsoft is, they made the Senran Kagura series. So that's interesting, you know. I know who those people are. They made the 3DS Ninja Booby game where you lose your clothes. So, and I'm like, what have they been? I've been wondering, like, what have they been doing for the last like a decade and a half? What has Tamsoft been doing? So you're trying to make this short, sweet. No, it's not gonna happen. Okay. No, they've been making stuff here and there. They've been making stuff here and there, but they've not been making a whole lot of stuff for a while. So, speaking of, you should play more of that. Exactly, I agree. More streams will be soon. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, oh, you've piqued my interest. Made a Gintama and Captain Tsubasa game. That's funny. I only really know them from Senran Kagura. So I'm like, hey, I'm interested. Those are two things that I like. You know, I might be puked. My interest has been piqued. And then also the person who's doing the music also did the music for The World Ends With You and Neo The World Ends With You. Two very effing great and funky sound tracks. So I like that a lot. So I'm like, oh, you know, that might be fine. But, and again, you know, after that initial trailer, they kept showing off more and more about the game, and it was like, oh, this is not just like an arena fighter. It's not like, you know, you run around in a circle and you mash buttons and you do whatever, like whatever. I haven't played a lot of arena fighter games. My anime game knowledge is old school. Back when they didn't know what the F to make. Back before everything was just an arena fighter. So I'm not going to claim to be an arena fighter expert, but I am an arena fighter knowledgeable enough person to know that Rebirth of Souls is not necessarily an arena fighter. Like, you always, like, it's like you always face your opponents, which is not a thing in arena fighters. There's guarding, which I think there's also in arena fighters, but don't worry about it. Combos, RPS, like attacking systems, etc. It's basically, it doesn't look like a game that you can like mash at and win at, you know, and the gameplay that we've seen. I think it was what first told me was the crew be inside gameplay back in like September, maybe around there, where they had like 4 voice actors from Bleach had a like a mini tournament, and then the winner got to play Kubo, and Kubo effing bodied the winner of the VA tournament like really hard. So it's not, and the voice actor was doing their best to mash and it was just not working. So it's not necessarily like a mash and win, definitely not a mash and win kind of game, you know, like where anyone can win at any given time. Like, skill gaps exist, you know. And in interviews, the devs have said that they do want to make this like more competitive than like your regular arena fighter game, which is why they don't call it like an arena fighter. It's like a fighting action game. And what the hell does fighting action game mean? I'm pretty sure that's such a vague definition that you could like say that anything's a fighting action game, but don't worry about it. But yeah, the developers said that they wanted it to be competitive. They said something about like, you know, it's the type of game that, you know, makes you want to get better the more that you play, you know. And they said they also took like inspiration from like other like more traditional fighting games like Tekken. So in the fact of like, you know, the movement and like the guard and the RPS systems, but it's not like 100% a traditional fighter. Cause listen, I'm not a huge fan of arena fighters, but also I'm not like the hugest fan of like traditional fighting games. Like, I like motion inputs, I like complicated combos, but it's just not like my thing. So this weird like mixture of the two like seems interesting. Like, there's no motion inputs, there's no complicated combos. Like, from what I've seen, okay, from what I've seen is I've analyzed every single frame of every single effing piece of gameplay that we've gotten, because I am really excited for this game, and the more gameplay that I watch, the more that I get excited. So from what I've seen is that the game focuses a lot on reads, meter management, matchup knowledge, and having like a good game plan like going into a match, you know. So it's not like it's a weird mix between like a casual party arena fighter and a serious competitive traditional fighting game. And that way it kind of reminds me of Super Smash Brothers, where, you know, it's a competitive fighting game with like simple controls but like really deep mechanics, and like, you know, when you both have simple controls, you have to make good use of it. And there's also like super unique characters in this game. Like, all the characters in this game look like really effing cool and unique, so that's neat. Hi, kitty cat. What are you doing? And also, so yeah, and I'm a big fan of Super Smash Brothers, specifically for it striking a fun balance between, you know, not having crazy, you know, motion inputs or complicated combos. Although, you know, Smash has a little bit of that, but, you know, it's also got movement, which, you know, this game kind of looked like it got a little bit of movement turned online. So yeah, it conceptually looks very unique and interesting, and that's what I like. And the unique and interesting things look really cool about it. Smash is a good comparison. Because, yeah, I think it's kind of like that thing where, like, it also has the same, like, RPS thing where, like, you know, attacking, like, shielding beats attacking, grabbing beats shield, you know, attacking beats grabbing, stuff like that. So, I'm just saying, I think a lot of Smash Brothers fans might like this game. Also, gameplay visually looks, like, really cool. Here, I will show Nothing. I will show nothing, actually. Okay. Dude, I do have some images, even though I do intend for this to be a podcast, but hey, I will pull out some images when I see fit. Like, this is like the character select screen, which looks really cool, and all the menus and stuff look really stylish. And also it just looks like really polished in general, like the models look really nice. And there's like a lot of like really cool effects and stuff like that, and like the visuals are like perfect for like a if you were like, hey, Bleach anime game, like, is good. Because I'm like, I don't remember, there were like other like high quality Bleach games in the past. Why? See, now this is just really, now this is small and also cropped. Hi, kitty cat. Ah! Nobody saw that. The podcast listeners, nothing happened. Don't worry about it. Kitty cat is taking a drink of water. But yeah, the game visually looks cool. Menus have a ton of style. Visuals look like perfect for like a Bleach anime game. And it's the sound effects are meaty. And listen, game feel is like visuals and stuff is very important for like how a game feels to play. And it's also will have like a lot of like story content, because they confirm that the like story mode of this Bleach Rebirth of Souls will cover from the start of the series all the way to the end of the Arrancar arc, which is 48 volumes of manga or 182 episodes of anime. And there's also going to be side stories for like every character. Like, I'm not 100% sure about that, but in the overview trailer, they were like, yeah, every character's getting like a special like side story. It's they get like something, either something that's been like the events of the main story from another character's perspective to give you more insight on what happened, or just a completely unrelated side story. So like, yeah, that's my thesis statement. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I feel bad that Azur's not here, but he can. We get in the next Bleach discussion. We can talk more about Rebirth of Souls. Listen, I have like 9 pages of notes here. I held back. Okay, I cut back a little bit. So yeah, let's just go into more details, and hopefully that it will give you going into more details about the game will hopefully convince you that the game looks cool. This is too big. Okay, now it's not too big. So here is why did I make a C smiley face? Oh, okay, because I unhit control or something when I was trying to control C that. Okay, so here's how the game works, because like they've tried to explain it like several times and it's still kind of like confusing, but it's like not that confusing. It's not that confusing. I feel like the trailers are making it like way more complicated. I feel the most recent like gameplay overview trailer, that kind of made sense. But when they first like showed off the gameplay, I was like, what the fudge is even happening? So I will show you what the fudge is even happening. Yeah, last trailer did do a good job explaining it, but let's just go into details just in case you weren't super sure. Okay, so here are the controls. Okay, so everyone has a quick attack that is quick and but doesn't do a lot of damage, but also accumulates spiritual power easily, which I'm assuming is referring to the EX gauge, which we'll get to later. Like, fills up your super gauge. Also, hello, Moonlight Mask. How's it going? So yeah, you got your basic quick attack. You got a flash strike, which is basically like a heavy attack, which is, you know, has more range, has more damage. Also does like more damage to like your shield, because you have like a shield that has a certain amount of health. It also, there's also, I'm not 100% sure about this. I think you can tilt the stick and then hit Flash Strike to do a character-specific special Flash Strike attack. It's only, there's not, like, in all the gameplay, like, nobody ever did that. But it's apparently a thing you can do, because it is referenced in, like, in certain trailers sometimes. Like, for Kisuke's, like, special flash attack, he shoots out, like, a laser beam. And I think they might have mentioned it in the overview trailer, that it's, like, to close the gap between you and your opponent. So I'm assuming it's, like, a long-range move. And then you also have a breaker move, which I'm not actually sure where is mapped on this picture that Azared gave me. Meow. I'm assuming it's on L2 is the breaker. I'm assuming you can remap, because they showed off a lot of, like, options. Kitty cat? You need something? Okay, no idea. So yeah, that's the basic, like, RPS system, is, like, you can do a attack, one of your several attacks, or your shield, or a breaker move. Breaker is basically, like, a grab. I don't know why they call it a breaker. Because they grab. Breaker is R1. No, R1 says here it's defense, not breaker. I'm assuming L2 is the breaker on this one. But again, they might have changed it at several points during development, and I'm assuming you can change the layout yourself. So yeah, that's the basic RPS system of, you know, attack, a guard, and a grab. Every character, I got the official controls. That's crazy. Let me Google Bleach official controls. Cause yeah, this is just off of grab triangle plus square. When was this posted? This post was from the Rebirth of Souls Bleach subreddit 3 months ago, which I think was before, like, the demo, like the public, not the, like, public demo, but like the Jump Fest demo. Either way, I guess the controls don't super duper matter, okay? If you're in the Twitter community, it's in there. That's crazy. How do I even look for, like, a Twitter community? It's just, like, attached to some posts. Meow, meow, meow. Hey, I found my own post. Does that count? Does that count? I found my own Twitter post. That's really funny. But yeah, okay, we got a lot of ground to cover, okay? I just wanted to explain, like, what is available to you. Quick attack, flash strike, a grab, a guard, and every character also has a, in addition to having a unique special flash attack, every character also has a signature move that they've been showing in the trailers. And both of those you can do, like, for free at any time, like your flash attack and signature move. Like, signature move is like the move that you have for free all the time. So in the character trailers, when they say signature move, that's the move that you can do at any point. And then each character also gets 2 spiritual pressure moves, spiritual pressure 1 and 2, that they can use for 50 or 100 EX meter, respectively. Let's hold on 1 second. I need to take out my sword. Okay. Where the fudge was the... Hold on. Shotomate kudasai. Wow. Hold on. I have that sound effect, actually. Anyway. Okay, so let's pull up another graphic. I will do my best to visually explain the graphic for the podcast listeners. But here's what the main menu looks like, which again looks complicated on the surface, but it's not that complicated. Okay, don't worry about it. So at the top, labeled number 1 is your konpaku. It's not that complicated. Start speaking Japanese. Hai, sore wa konpaku wa. Konpaku wa to. Basically, that's like your stocks. So you lose all your health bar, which is right below it, number 2. And you lose all your health bar, and you lose a certain amount of stocks. And how many stocks that you lose every time your health bar is depleted depends on how many things happen. I should have mentioned that in the intro, that there's a lot, like the unique health system also looks to add a lot of depth to the game. So yeah, you have that, you have your health bar, and then below that is your guard meter. Basically, like, you hold block, and then, like, it gets, if it gets hit, then that guard meter goes down, and I think it just naturally recovers. I think it's basically like Smash Brothers. But I think once your guard meter breaks, then, like, you just don't have your guard for an extended period of time. So you just gotta run and pray. And then the meter on the, to the side of the health bar is the evolution. Thought the health system was gimmicky at first, but I like it now. Yeah, I thought that too. Especially when they did the first, like, when they did, like, first showed this off. Like, in basically the second trailer that they made. I'm like, what the fudge? But, A, once you understand its stocks, and B, once you understand, like, all the mechanical depths that, like, go into figuring out how many stocks you can take off your opponent, there's a lot that you can do. And then there's the evolution meter to the next to your health bar. That fills up, and then you can go Ban Kai! You know, and you go into your super. And then at the bottom here, you have this yellow gauge labeled EX. That is the, like, special, the special move. That's how you use your spiritual pressure moves, like the 2 unique moves that every character has. That spends 50 or 100. And you can see Byakuya here has a max of 150. From the demo, everyone had 150, but I think that might, like, certain characters might have more or less. I'm not 100% sure. And then below that is the reverse meter that I will explain in like 2 seconds. But basically what the stuff on the top is your health and basically your evolution meter, and the stuff at the bottom is like the meter that you can use to do fancy moves. And then also above the EX bar, you can see, like, is another symbol. That's where, like, character specific gauges and stuff go. Because again, this game has very unique characters and lots of crazy crap. So the thing for Byakuya that it's showing is that he can, like, is basically a stance change character. So he can change from his short range sword to his Senbonzakura to do mid range attacks. And that's just saying, like, what state his sword is in. And there's other, like, meters and stuff that appear there. Again, that's generally the UI, okay? I'll leave this on screen for a second. I'll make it too small because I need to have this meme in here. Okay, fine. We'll make the meme a little smaller. Fine, I guess I'll make the meme a little smaller so you can see the important stuff. So yeah, so for the reverse action, the white gauge at the bottom that says reverse, you can do a lot of different things with it. That kind of, like, I guess are intended to reverse the tide of battle, but I guess, like, isn't any sort of attack or defense reversing tide of, don't worry about it. Anyway, it's basically a resource that can combo break. Use a resource to break a combo. It can be used to extend combos or just give yourself a general power up, depending on, like, if you use it while in the middle of a combo, or if you use it in the middle of you getting comboed, or if you just use it in neutral. And you can see which one you've activated, because if you glow white, that was the neutral one, increases your spiritual power, which I think is the EX gauge, and Reishi recovery, which is your health. So you just get to, you use this bar to recover some resources. Yellow is the combo continuation. You can, like, extend combos doing that. And then blue is canceling the opponent combo. You just, like, I'm gonna use a meter, and you're gonna stop this right now, young man. Something else that uses this meter is flash steps, or sorry, ho-ho. And in case you're wondering why they're calling it ho-ho and not flash step, is because flash step is the like Shinigami move, and there's also like, you know, a Ronkar and a Quincy here. So, and they use like Sonido and stuff like that, so the overall term is just ho-oh, but I'll just say flash. I'll just call it flash step because it's mostly flash step. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the Bleach lore, okay? It's the move that makes you go really fast. So you can basically use that to also extend counters. So you can use a reverse gauge to just blast yellow aura and continue the combo, or to like teleport behind your opponent after you knock them away and then continue the combo that way. I'm not 100% sure what the difference between those two is. And you can also use it to do like a counter. So if you time like a flash step as soon as somebody's hitting you, then you'll activate like a counter, and then that's when you do like the, if you've seen in trailers, the nothing personnel teleports behind you move kind of thing. So yeah, it's a lot of meters that you gotta keep track of, you know? You gotta keep track of like your health bar, your evolution bar, your guard meter, your and 2 like bars, and also the same thing you have to pay attention to your opponent too. So, you know, already having a lot of, you know, mechanical depth for, you know, a party game, you know, a casual anime arena fighter game. And then we also have the Konpaku health system, which is the stocks at the top of the screen. You start with 9. Again, usually some characters start with more, some characters start with less. I don't know if any character starts with more. I think some characters just start with less. But yeah, lowering the health bar takes away Konpaku, and depending on what you do, varies how many Konpaku you can take. So like the default is 2, which is what you're seeing in the screenshot. So like 2 of their little health meters are things basically showing you like what part of your health is in danger. So if you just get your opponent to like 30% health, like this last, like it's like marked on the thing and it'll like turn red. If you get the opponent to 30% health, you can combo into your super, which is another like basic move that you can do is, I think that's from, yeah, your Keycone move, the R2. You push it to do like a big red sweep that knocks the opponent away, and then you hold it to like combo into your like stock taking move, basically. So if you do, where's there's this thing, too big. Okay. So, essentially, if you get your opponent down to 30% health, and then you combo or just do it raw, the big red sweep move into your Keycone move, then you take 2 like Konpaku. You take 2 stocks. It goes from 9 to 7. Just got epiphany. If I cancel my Keycon with blue reverse, what stopped me from using blue to end someone else's Keycon move? That might be a thing, actually. You know what? Hold on. Because in addition to this, like, 9-page document, I also have another, like, 9-page document of things I want to test when Rebirth of Souls comes out. Can you use reverse gauge to get out of a Keycon move? Because that is a good question. I'm assuming like you have to do the red sweep into the Keycon move. So like why would those be two separate actions unless you can do something about it, right? But it also could just be that like, you know, that red knockback thing put you into a special state that you can't break. But again, I've never seen anyone do it, but doesn't mean that it's impossible. We'll test that out when the game comes out. Anyway, so you get your opponent down to 30% HP, and then you can do your key cone move, your stock taking move, and you take 2 stocks by default. But you can take more stocks depending on what you do, and all of this like stacks. So if you get your opponent to 0% health, like you're like extra greedy. You're like, I want you to all the way down, not just 30, but 0% health. Then you do your like stock taking move. Then you take an extra stock. Now you're taking 3. And then there's also like so already there's like a level of strategy of like, do I want to, you know, just take the guaranteed stock now while I can, or do I want to wait and get my opponent down to less health so I can take more? Stuff like that. And there's also other things you can do to take more Keycon. Like when you evolve, like fill the evolution meter, you can do like doing your Bankai or Resurrection or whatever. You take an extra stock for everything that you do. So that becomes like 3 stocks at 30% health and 4 stocks at 0% health. And then you, after evolving, you can fill another bar called Sublimation that will give you an extra stock to take. And then there's also like character specific things that you can do to take even more stocks. Like Ichigo's specifically his like reverse, like neutral reverse that just gives you buffs. It doesn't like continue or stop combos. That puts him in a state where he can take another stock. So you can potentially take up to like, I think the max I've seen is like 5 or 6 stocks. And there's only 9 stocks in the game, so you could potentially end someone with like in 2 like rounds of depleting their health bar. Or if you're really bad at the game, then you'll only take 2 stocks. It would take you 5. I can't do math. I can't do math, but yes, it would take you like 5 rounds. And already in the gameplay, I've seen where somebody has like 5 stocks left, and I'm like, oh, you gotta take them down to, 0% health, either this stock or the next, in order to, because 3 and then 2 is 5. And then the effing player playing the demo for the first time just did the 30% move twice, and then they lived with like 1 stock left. So just avoiding stuff like that, And I'm sure there's like even crazier stuff that you can use to take even more stuff. It also does seem to be very like comeback focused. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I think most would be 3 rounds. Generally, from the gameplay that we've seen, it has generally been 3 rounds. But, you have to, play your cards right in order to do that. And also, you can get more or less depending on the situation. So, yeah. And again, like, there's been situations like I just talked about where, like, somebody has 5 left. Because you did something special to get 4 on the first round. And now you got 5, and now you can either do 2 or 3. So, stuff like that, it doesn't seem like it'll come up too often. It seems like, okay, if you are a good player, then it seems like it's mostly just going to come down to, like, if you have a somewhat even match, it's going to seem to come down to, like, 3 rounds of lowering your health before it ends. But it does come up, especially I'm sure as more people, like, actually get to play the game and, like, lab and, like, get optimal, like, stock taking setups. It will be more we'll have some cool stuff with that. Yes, and something else, one more thing about how the game works in general is, Awakening, which basically, like, does your, like, Bankai or Resurrection or your Shikai, if you're a loser who doesn't have a Bankai, or if your Bankai did not get revealed before the end of the Soul Society arc, because Shunsui, being a captain, has a Bankai, but he doesn't use it because he didn't use it in the Soul Society arc, or the Arrancar arc. It was compact, but it's not like you're getting blue shelled in Mario Kart. Yeah, exactly. And, like, you know, a good example is if you're, you know, just even with insane comeback items like that, you know, 9 times out of 10, the better player still wins in Mario Kart. You know, even with that stuff. So I'm not too worried about the comeback mechanics of the game. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, let me know if you're interested in a part 2, where, because I could definitely talk way more and talk about this with Azarad. And I could also just go through every single character and just talk about, like, I could just go for, like, every single character and talk and analyze them. Listen, I'm holding back. We're already at, like, 40 minutes, and I'm actually not too bad. I'm not doing too bad. I want this to be like a source that people can be like, okay, I don't know anything about Rebirth of Souls. Tell me more, Sun Man, and be like, hey, watch this video. But yeah, so last thing I wanted to say about, like, the general, like, mechanics of the game, is that Awakening, like, doing your Bankai, not always a buff. It has its, like, ups and downs. Like, sometimes, for a lot of characters, it is just, like, a straight buff, so you should just do it right away as soon as you get it. But there are some characters that that don't necessarily just get a straight buff from it. Like, they are overall stronger, and you do want to do it at some point because you take more stocks by default, and it is generally a stronger state overall. But it's sometimes it has its ups and downs. Like, for example, Ichigo has less damage and less range in Bankai, but he's, like, much faster, which was really funny to see, like, the game people playing the demo for the first time. And then they get used to, like, regular Ichigo range, and then they go into Bankai, and then suddenly they just start whiffing a bunch of moves. Like, I think that's really funny. Like, learning your character and also spacing is going to be important in this game. Byakuya, I think, loses his stance change mechanic, but gets more powerful. Because in, like, his base, like, he can switch from, like, his sword, like, his sealed sword to Zenbone Zakuta sword for short range to medium range. But when he goes in Bankai, it's just he's only medium range, but his medium range is more powerful. So Shunsui has a whole ass fun Mario Party minigame that he can lose at and buff his opponent. Like, that's really effing funny. And also very lore accurate, where, like, yeah, I think that's really funny. So maybe there might be points where, like, I don't feel confident in winning the minigame right now, so I'm not gonna do Awakening. And also, there's also special cases, like Renji and Komamura. Their Bankai can only be used for a limited amount of time, and then afterwards it goes away, and then they're weaker than they were, like, in base state. So it's a thing where, like, you want to, like, finish the match with their Bankai, and you time it so you can do the most damage. So it's kind of crazy. It's not just like a, you know, oh, I have Awakening, hit the Awakening button. Which, by the way, is clicking in the sticks at the same time. Is a very odd way of doing that, but whatever works, man. What does the right stick do? I don't think the right stick does anything. The right stick does not do anything other than... So why do you have to click in both of the sticks? Why not just do anything with the right stick? Well, I mean, I guess they don't want you to accidentally activate Awakening since it's important. I can control Z to a previous image. That's good to know. I've been streaming for almost 2 years, and I'm still learning things. But yeah, and in addition, most characters just have like they level up their evolution gauge and they evolve, and then they level up their sublimation gauge, and then that just makes like their like stock taking move more powerful. But also some characters have a reawakening that also have like special requirements. Like Ukiora gets his like second stage of resurrection when he fills up his sublimation gauge. And he gets more powerful doing that. Which, by the way, if you're looking at the demo and you're like seeing that happen every match, that's apparently not going to be the case, because they said specifically for the like Jump Fest demo that happened at the end of like last year, so like a month ago. They specifically like buffed Ukiora's like second awakening just so they could show it off at the demo, but it's not going to be like that in the full game. And I also wonder if awakenings in general were buffed just for the demo, because from what I've noticed of the gameplay, matches generally last 5 minutes, but you're only in your base state for like a minute and a half. So I wonder, like, does your base state just not matter? Like, why? Because some characters like completely change their moveset. Like Ichigo has a completely like different moveset when he does awakening, and Byakuya like loses his like stance change gimmick. So like are we only gonna be in like base state for like a fifth of the game, or did they specifically change that for the demo? I'm not sure. And also there's some characters that like Bankai Ichigo, where you have to fill the sublimation gauge and then die, and then you come back as the Hollow Ichigo. That's crazy. So, basically, Bankai Ichigo, like, on base has an extra, like, stock, because, like, as long as you fill up that, as long as you don't die before filling up that gauge, then you have just, you get one free revive, basically. I think you get, I think in general you come back with 3 Konpaku stocks. Just gonna call them Konpaku stocks. Just to help people get it in their head that Konpaku are stocks. But yeah, so it might be like you might have like a strategy based around that. It's like, oh, I'm fighting Bankai Ichigo, I definitely gotta make sure I finish this match quickly so he doesn't have a chance to revive, you know? And then same thing with Aizen. If you fill up the gauge and then he dies, then he comes back. And then Uryu, I don't actually know. It says, and I quote, when the counter with the spiritual pressure technique 2, Soul Piercer, is successful, various attacks become more powerful. After awakening, spirit particles are always in a convergent state, which is what the translated Japanese website has to say about Uryu's reawakening. He's a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Phoenix, yeah. Also, if you see Azred, let him know. Let him know that we're looking for him. And that we started without him. Because I said we're starting at this time, and he really thought, I'm not playing chicken with you. Haven't seen him? Okay, don't worry about it. But yeah, I just finished explaining the controls. So basically, in summary, slash, in conclusion, also to summarize it for Dom, there's a lot of, like, things you gotta consider in the game. It's not necessarily, like, a traditional, like, there's no motion inputs, there's no, like, super crazy long combos. But there are a lot of things you have to consider, like the RPS system of attack, guard, and breaker. But you can't even guard too much because your shield will pop, and then you will be without a shield option for a certain amount of time. And then I think that also makes you vulnerable to losing a stock at like any point, because in the Kubi Inside gameplay, Kubo, like, did, like, a stock-taking move, like, 3 times in a row with nothing in between, and, like, won the match in, like, 3 seconds, and I think that was because they weren't holding the block button. Anyway, not important right now. So yeah, you have the RPS system, you have like the meters that you gotta manage. The 1 meter to like use your 2 super moves. And also 1 meter to either like extend combos or give yourself a buff or break yourself out of a combo. And I like that in fighting games, like a meter that you can use to either get good benefits or break out of combos. Because like it's nice to be able to like break out of a combo that would be really bad for you, but like even as the opponent attacking, like you're like, okay, I didn't get to finish my combo, but at least I burned some of their meter, so that's good. It also might be like possible to like bait that out. Like stop your combo halfway knowing that they're about to do that and then punish the end lag. I'm not super sure if that's possible, but that's on the list of things to test when the game comes out. And like, yeah, and that the Konpaku health system, where like depending on how much health you take of your opponent before you do your super, and depending on like what state you're in and how many resources you have and like a bunch of other factors, you can take more stocks per match. So at minimum you're taking 2, but at the max I've seen is like 6. So there's a lot of there'll be a lot of I think there will be a lot of strategy for like, you know, being in the lab, maximizing your game plan of like, when am I going to use my meter in order to get more combos? Like, how do I want to use my stuff in order to take out my opponent's stocks like optimally? And also a lot of like mid-game decisions of like, do I want to hit my opponent to 0% so I can take the extra stock, or do I just want to take the guaranteed like 2 stocks? Hi Uvu, how's it going? So, to recap for Uvu, the game has an RPS attack, guard, shield mechanic. There's a lot of meters that you gotta manage, and you can break out of combos with it, or you can continue your own combo. And there's also a Konpaku health system where the different factors determine how many stocks you take. How's it going? It's going good. I miss my friend, but it's going good. Okay, I say that, but I miss my friend, and I also had a little breakdown right before the stream. But you know, all things considered, I get to talk about Bleach Rebirth of Souls, and that's what Bleach Rebirth of Souls and Bleach in general is all what's been on my mind for the past like 3 months. Might get game. You should get game. It's made by the Senran Kagura devs. And it has effing banger music. Smash Brothers, Guilty Gear, and Soul Calibur smushed together. There you go. Please, you can, if you pre-order now on Steam, you get 2 free costumes for free. So, I mean, honestly. Yeah, but like money, fair enough. Not everyone got a job specifically so they could buy Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Anyway. But yeah, I like the Smash Brothers comparison, because like it's a competitive fighting game with like simple controls and like deep mechanics and like super unique characters. And it has like the Smash Brothers like blocking system. Like there's no high-low or like front-back mix-ups. Like you hold block, you're gonna block. The only thing that can stop the block is if your shield runs out of health or if you get grabbed. Or there's also like some super moves that go for shields. So there's that. So yeah, I mean, listen, the game's not out yet, so I could be horribly wrong, but like, I have the reason I'm so excited about this game is that I have confidence that it's gonna be fire. I think most arena fighters have a universal block. Yeah, it's like, it is like a weird thing between like an arena fighter and a traditional fighting game. Like arena fighters don't have like the whole thing where like you face your opponent no matter what, or all these like kind of crazy ass health systems and meters that you gotta, and like they're being counterplay to everything. But it's not quite like a traditional fighting game. Like they said that they took inspiration from games like Tekken. Like, yeah, it's a the devs definitely want it to be competitive, but they don't. It's not like super simplistic, or it's not like super complex, but they do want it to be competitive. It kind of reminds me of Smash in that way, except in Smash they didn't want it to be competitive at all. But it sucks to be them. Neutral and most appealing part. I really want to know like how important like spacing and like movement is going to be, like how much movement, because there was some like mechanics or like somebody like there was some weird like hitbox jank in that game that I've seen in some clips, but I think that's mostly like you can like fly, like some moves will like send you flying upwards, but every character in the series can like stand on air, so you just play normally. And there's some like weird things with that, but like don't worry about it. I think neutral will definitely be like 90% of the game. Again, what I said before, like the 4 things I can't count. The 4 things that you need, that I think will be most important at a high level in this game, is reads, meter management, matchup knowledge, and just having a good like game plan. As opposed to, you know, needing to do out a bunch of combos. So every fighting game. Well, also in, I guess, yes, that is important. But, like, I feel like reads, these are, like, more, these 4 things will be even more important because there's no, you can't just, like, outskill a newbie by just doing a 0 to death combo and they don't know the counterplay for that, you know? Stuff like that. And having a good time. The 5 most important things about this game are reads, meter management, matchup knowledge, good game plan, and overall just having fun. No infinites. And even if there are infinites, there's like you can use your reverse meter, so. And even if there are infinites, like you when you deplete the opponent's health, like you have to do a Konpaku move. So unless you find a way to take 9 Konpaku with a single like stock, 9 Konpaku stocks with a single like deplete of the health bar, and you find a way to 0 to death that health bar. Yeah, there's not, there could be 0 deaths. Many fighting game systems have been avoiding touch of death combos lately, yeah. Just like the Konpaku health, like, stock system, and also the reverse meter will probably prevent that, and also just, like, doesn't seem to be super focused on, combos, even though there are definitely combos in the game. You know, like the automatic controls, did a, like several lights into a, using some of your reverse meter to extend the combo and stuff like that. Okay, so that's how the game works. We are, third away from my notes. Anyway. No, we're about half. We're about half. So let's just talk a little bit about the characters, because the characters are also something that I think is going to be super cool and unique about this game, because all the characters are like really like weird and interesting and unique and have a lot of like crap going on. I'm not sure what image to put here. Oh, by the way, you remember in a previous stream I was talking about how you can't do this in Toshiro's, like, I was talking about how Sakurai was talking about on Twitter that like the sword sheath in the back like this, you do not have enough, like, it is physically impossible to take that sword out of its sheath because you cannot raise your arm up high enough to take it out of its sheath like that. And I noted how the Bleach, like the Bleach and a lot of the video games, the main series and a lot of the video games just have the Toshiro's like thing like explode. But in the demo, at the very least, it just kind of disappears. Like, this is one frame of it, and then this is the very next frame. It just kind of disappears. So, and then he starts swinging it around so to actually put it in front of him. Which I think is really funny. It just kind of disappears. And then when he goes back to gameplay, it's back on his back. Whatever works. I have to assume that's a placeholder, because in the series, like, his sheath kind of like comes apart. So I'm assuming there was just like an animation there that they did not finish. I think this was also the same demo that had like Geen had like a plank of wood sticking out the back of his like elbow. Like, I don't know what that was. And also somebody did like a flash dip and like their hair like clipped for their face. But like, I'm assuming like all the demo gameplay that we've seen up until now is from like a very early build of the game from like the summer, because I think they've just been using the same demo ever since like they first announced the game back like last summer. As if you compare like recent gameplay footage to like recent trailer footage, like the game looks a lot more polished. You mean to tell me trailer footage isn't indicative of the final game? Yeah, people can't read that little text in the bottom that says trailer footage not final. As crazy. Absolutely nutso. Yeah, we'll just put this one. This one's a good one. You could have stopped at people can't read. People can't read. That's why Azrad's not here. If Azrad doesn't show up the entire stream, I'm sorry for clickbaiting the live viewers, and B, I will change the title and thumbnail, which I think I've had to do in the past. I think we were doing like there was like a Mario Kart stream that I had to change the thumbnail because somebody showed up who I wasn't expecting, or somebody wasn't there. I'm not sure which one. Anyway, characters in this game be crazy. All of these unique crazy ass characters. Like, I don't know. Again, I've not played a whole lot of fighting games or arena fighter games, so I might not be super knowledgeable. But like from what I've seen, like other fighting games have like archetypes and like zoners and like some gimmicks to their characters. But like there's a lot of like there's a lot of really unique things about these characters. Like I do recall invading a Mario Kart stream, but not playing because I was tired or sick. I see. Ranked is gonna be a jungle with all these unique characters. That's what I'm saying. Matchup knowledge is important. Yeah, you can see in this Toshido gameplay thing that he has like an extra meter. So like there's a lot of characters that have like their own extra meter. Like Toshido's meter is the Tenshin Jordan gauge, which I think is a made-up word. It's a made-up word. It's a real word from a made-up language. No, not the Japanese Wordle. That's the wrong link. Okay. There's like no English information, so we just have to well, I mean there's the character trailer, but you get the idea. Heavenly Phase Gauge. So basically how Toshido's gauge works is that you hit moves and then the gauge fills, and then if you get hit, the gauge lowers. And basically if the gauge like tops up, then you enter like a super powered state where your moves do like twice damage for some period of time. So that's cool. Nell has a whole ass like charge mechanic where like one of her like her signature move that she can do without meter is just her like charging up a move, like her doing a little animation to do like basically get a charge shot out. And then that will power up like the next like move, whatever move that she decides to do. Wonder how that stacks with Hisagi, whose mass meter builds no matter who is getting hit. I was gonna say have the who wins in the Toshiro Hisagi matchup. You just have Toshio beat up Hisagi, and then you can start the real match when they both enter their super states. Although I think from what I know, Hisagi's gauge is like cumulative over the whole match. where like it slowly builds up but it never like drains. Where Toshido's gauge, like when he builds it up, he enters like a super state for like a short period of time, and then he has to build it up again. Where Hisagi's just like a constant meter that slowly builds up throughout the match. Soifan has like a 2-hit kill move, where she has like a very slow and laggy attack, but if you hit it twice, then you just win. It's not even you take a stock. No, you just win. They die. They die completely. If anyone's gonna have a 0 to death, it's gonna be Soifan. Ukiora can use his health to attack. Like, he has really powerful giant ass OP laser beams, but they use like health in order to use it. But he also has a move that can heal himself. So basically, like, he wants to like use his health bar to use these giant laser beams and then heal back the health. By the way, is it a 1v1 with assists, or is it a tag game? It's a 1v1. There are some characters that like summon that have like references to other characters in their movesets. Karmi, yeah, I remember people talking about something about how that was similar to some sort of Guilty Gear character. But yeah, it's a 1v1. Like, Mayuri has, like, a move that, like, summons Nemu to capture the opponent, but that's, like, a character-specific thing. Under Night character? Okay, see. Labbing Soifan's 2-hit KO to try to get it off quick. I know. Imagine running into... Imagine you're playing a ranked online, and you run into a Soifan, and that's all they're trying to do! That's all that they're going for. I think it costs meter. I don't think you can spam it, thankfully. But I think it's one of the things that costs meter. Let me see. But yeah, her unique skill that doesn't cost meter is a projectile. That she has to reload. Yeah, it's her spiritual pressure technique 1, so she needs to use like 50%. She has to use like 50 points of her meter, or like basically like a third of her meter to do it. It says, windmill / 2-hit kill. Move forward in a flash and attack with a spin kick. If you press and hold to activate, the number of attacks will increase according to the stage. If you charge it to the maximum, the technique will change into a 2-hit decisive attack. And if you're hit with the opponent twice, and if you hit the opponent twice with a 2-attack decisive attack, you will win the battle. So yeah, it's a meter move that she has to, like, charge, so it shouldn't be. But she also has another like move that like paralyzes you. I think that's like her spiritual pressure 2 move. Spiritual pressure 2 fires a 3-ray beak thrust forward, and if it hits, it will follow up with a white blow wrapped in keto. If you hold the button when it's activated, you can hold the opponent for a longer period of time. So it sounds like the strategy is going to be use all of your meter to combo into from the stun into the 2-hit kill. You have to really watch for it when she goes Bankai. I think Soifan's one of those characters. Her Bankai is in the game, but that's not her awakening. Her awakening is her activating her Shunpo. And I think her Bankai is just a stock taking cutscene move. So don't worry about that one. Yeah. I'm trying to be vague, not be too spoiler heavy. But when the game comes out, like, I'll just be like, spoilers for up to episode volume 40 something. 40 volume up to volume 48 or episode 316, which is 182 canon episodes of the anime. Again, story mode's gotta be beefy for this game. Story mode is gonna be like a whole like 20-30 hour adventure. Kind of crazy. The Exodia of this game. Depending on how long the charge is, it'll probably be easy to interrupt, yeah. Maybe against like slower characters you could get that off. definitely in my thing to test. So yeah, I'm just looking at other random characters. Tosen's Bankai, blinds the opponents. So like, I don't know. Don't worry about it. Like, you can't see, so you can't see what Tosen's about to do. Like, you only have a small cone of visibility around you. Quick question. This game has an offline mode. How is that gonna work offline? Because online mode, you can just be like, okay, the Tosen player can see, but the opponent player only has a small cone of vision. But like, how is that gonna work offline? Don't worry about it. They'll figure it out. And also, Shunsui can start like a Mario Party minigame. Okay, you want to hear all of Shunsui's full description of his awakening? Because it was not in his trailer, and it's only on the Japanese website. Awakening, Shikai. When the player releases the Shikai, a child's play competition with special rules will begin at regular intervals. Depending on the outcome of the child's play, various effects will be activated, such as damage received or ability increases. Dedicated Shunsui main is gonna be crazy. I know, everyone gotta have a pocket Shunsui just to know how to win his mini games. So there's three games that can happen that just happen randomly once he goes into his awakening. Tag. A demon is randomly selected, and when the demon hits an attack, the demon can be transferred to the other party. The child play will end after a certain amount of time has passed, or if the demon is attacked multiple times. While the effect is active, all attacks will not cause damage, but all damage accumulated at the end of the game will be given to the last person who's it. So basically, like, you're playing tag, and whoever's it at the end of a certain amount of time takes all the damage that has been given. So that's really funny. And then the second game is Take Camp. All right, heading to sleep. Have a good one. Listen to this podcast. Have a good sleep, but also listen to this podcast later. If you want the full deets. You're about at an hour 10. If you want to leave off where you left off, but have a good sleep. I'll check the VOD, yeah. So, camp will appear in the camp capture field for a certain amount of time. Spirit particles will decrease while the opponent is outside the range of the camp. So basically, there's like a certain section of the map that is safe, and if you leave it, you take damage. Good night, Uwu. Uwu. And then the third one is, like a samurai duel, where like the first side to hit an attack after the signal will start the quick skill competition. The first side to hit an attack after the signal is given will be the winner. The winning side will gain an attack power increase effect until the next game begins. If the attack hits before the signal is given, the opponent will lose. So it's basically like 3, 2, 1, go. Kind of one of those things. And yeah, like Sage from the 6. Hi, how's it going? How long have you been here? And I've not said hi to you. Oh yeah, no, I've been responding to your messages. It just did not register you as a new person. What's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, I also like how his moveset like complements, because his signature move is a charge spinny move. So like it's basically like a move that does nothing if you just tap it, but if you charge it up, then it turns into like a big spinny move. So, and when I first saw that, I'm like, how is that helpful in a 1v1 game? How is a charge up move? How are you ever going to hit a charge up move in a 1v1 minigame? But if you pay attention to like his mini games, like if the camp is small enough, you might just be able to go in that camp, hold the charge move, and if somebody tries to go into the camp, you just unleash it, or they have to just stand outside and accept it. And also the other thing of like the quick draw, like before, while it's doing the countdown of like 3, 2, like you could be charging up that move and then just release it when it says go. So again, if you're good at the game, you might just be able to beat Shunsui at all of his mini games, and he might be the worst character in the game. But it seems like his moveset in general, like he also has a projectile, so people can't just hit him and run away for the demon game. Or for the tag game. Okay, the reason why it's called demon, why Google Translate reads this as demon game, is because in Japanese, it's Onigoko, which basically means like demon make-believe, which is essentially just, oh my gosh, the Japanese version of tag. So it's just called tag. I have to assume that when they translate it, they'll just call it tag. But we don't have official translations. Meow, meow, meow. And there's also like a lot of, in addition to like every character being lore accurate, because that's how Kyoraku's like sword works in the actual series, where like, you know, he can, you know, he starts a game, but like he is also subject to the rules of the game as much as his opponent is. It's just that, you know, he's better at it because he know that's his sword. Of course, he's gonna be better at it. And so I like how they translated that to the game. Also, fun fact: in the original anime, his like pinwheel hairbands, like his pinwheels that he has in his hair, are just both red. And that they're not supposed to be red. There, that was your fun fact for the day. The original anime made a mistake. They're supposed to be not red. Because when I saw that like color detail be relevant in Thousand Year Blood War, I was like, is that a retcon, or were they always different colors? In the manga, they were always different colors. But I think the anime aired before the manga got like an official colorization. So there you go, there's your fun fact. And then here you can see this is the game with the correct colors. Although interesting enough, Tozen has purple hair. Seems to look like he has purple hair, when I think his canon hair color is just pitch black. But honestly, that's like the only like color error that I've noticed in the game so far. But honestly, Tozen's purple hair looks cooler than his black hair, so I'm not gonna be that upset about it. I'm okay with getting inaccuracies wrong if it looks cool. I'll pull up a picture. Again, if you're listening to this as a podcast, just believe me, bro. I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, you see how his hair is like, it's like dark purple, but it's definitely purple. Bleach Kaname Tozen. I really like Tozen's outfit, by the way. It's really cool. I like his like scarf thing and his dreads. Yeah, the anime also had his hair purple, but in the manga, let me find some manga image for Tozen. Gosh dang WEPB files! I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna lose it. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, here he is in the manga with black hair. So, technically not lore accurate, but it looks cooler, so I don't mind. We are approaching the category of this is only tangentially related to the game, and the stream has been going on for a while. We're reaching dangerous territories here. But yeah, there's a lot. I also just love all like the series references in the in the movesets, like in addition to like them being like canon AF and not like playing into their like moveset, like Tozen like blinding people for his Bankai, Shunsui like starting a mini game, Sorry Fun having a 2-hit kill move. There's also just a lot of other like tiny references. Like Renji is like one of Renji's moves is he swings his like big whip sword like 3 times and then has to retract it. I'm like, that's from the show. And also Gin has that attack where like, you know in the anime where like he is like has his back to his opponent and then he hides his like sword under his cape and then like shoots his sword out like through his cape, which is it's like a thing that he did like twice. He did against Toshido in like this fight that's on screen, and also I think he did it later. But like I think that's just his signature move, is where he turns his back and then readies like a slice like that. A slice like that. Need to stop, take a breather, and take a drink. So yeah, there's a lot of all the characters are very unique, and there's also a lot of them. Like here's the current roster as of February 4th, which is already 27 characters, and there's 6 weeks left. I've not done my math left. Math. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, there's 28, and there's 6 weeks left. I did not update this. The original prediction was 40. I don't know. The thing about anime games is that usually they have like 100 characters and like 15 Narutos, but they're all like relatively the same. But these characters are very like unique, and there's also like a lot of them for like how unique each character is, like how many like unique mechanics and gauges and like moves and like mechanics and stuff like that they all have. I'm surprised that we're getting as many as we got, you know? Like, there's already 28 characters, and they're doing, like, 1 character reveal a week, so at this rate, there will be 34 characters. I can see 35. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, we'll count together. Also, Dom could do something funny because I've just noticed that he's on the layout of the stream and that I'm in the voice channel. So he could have at any point in the stream jump scared me. Okay. Look at the hilt of my sword. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Also, when you say I can see 35, I thought you meant like I can see 35 characters on the screen. Not like, oh, I can see that happening, kind of see. So I apologize that we had a whole counting session to make fun of you, and I was wrong, and I'm sorry, and please forgive me, and nope, wrong talk. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Meow, meow, meow. But yeah, with all of that information about how there's 28 characters and they've been doing 1 character reveal a week, so there's 6 weeks left. Here's my prediction. I've shown it on Twitter before, but I already got 2 characters right in my prediction. And I may have gotten some more characters right or wrong. There was a character that got leaked. I don't listen. Not like by like somebody on like 4chan who's like, ooh, you know, I work at whatever, and here's all the full leaked roster. Like, no, they straight up Bandai Namco of Europe uploaded the wrong trailer yesterday, and it was up for like 5 minutes, and they're like, crap, they took it down. Which is really funny because it on like a baseline, but also it's really funny because it's not the first time that's happened. Because Ukiura, before he got revealed, I mean, actually he was already in a trailer, but like his trailer got uploaded like early, out of order, like early by accident. Were you the person I was talking to on Twitter? Because somebody said on Twitter said the same thing. I'm terrible with names, but I will go check. No. I mean, you don't have the same name, so I don't feel bad for not being the same thing. But yeah, people also were saying like, oh yeah, there's no way. Also, chat box is too low now. Okay. Okay. But yeah, here. Ah! Okay. This is my prediction for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. Danga Ichigo. I was talking about this on the Twitters. Which I sometimes look at in between looking at Blue Sky. I did find a way to cross post between Blue Sky and Twitter, so I can use both without any effort. But yeah, they were saying Dangai Ichigo and also the final phase of Aizen might be playable, and that's not outside of the realm of possibility, because we do have 2 Ichigos already, the Shikai Ichigo and Bankai Ichigo. which would be a really funny matchup, because Shikai's Ichigo awakening is going into Bankai, and Bankai Ichigo's awakening is putting his hollow mask on. That'd be funny of going into your awakening and just being the same character. But I don't think that's an impossibility, but I'm thinking that they'll just be like story mode exclusive. Because we've seen some bits of the story here and there. Spider-Man meme. Exactly. So I appreciate your level of self-control to not jump scare me at any point during the stream, because I think I'm still in the Discord channel. I'm still waiting for Azred. Anyway, so we've already seen in the story mode that there are going to be story mode exclusive bosses. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Because you have good self-control, or because you hate fun. The choice is yours. Anyway, we've seen story mode exclusive bosses, like, ain't no way that Fishbone is gonna be playable. Ain't no way that Shrieker gonna be playable. Like, there'll definitely be story mode exclusive bosses. And I think that's cool, because that's another reason story mode is gonna be awesome. Because we got, like, covering, like, a lot of the anime. And we got unique fights. And we got side stories. But yeah, in, like, the first arc, Ichigo does not have a Shikai yet. So they just took the Shikai Ichigo character and then put a regular sword on him. And then didn't let him, like, they don't let you use any of, like, your abilities. So he's basically, like, a nerfed version of a character that's already in the game. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with Dangai Ichigo. I think Dangai Ichigo is just going to be, like, a Bankai Ichigo skin with a different, like, finisher move. And I think, like, Monster Aizen is just gonna be, like, a story mode exclusive boss. Because, listen, I would love more characters, but especially because it's like the first game of this like Bleach game of this style. I want them to focus on like balance as opposed to just put in a bunch of characters, like quality over quantity. So I'm fine. Like 34 characters base game, and then we got 4 DLC characters to look forward to. Like, that's a great roster. I'm okay with that. Mainly, I would have no stake in Bleach. I have no stake in Bleach at all, and I would have nothing to add. You can just pretend to be Azurid, so we don't have to. So the title is not clickbait. Can you come in here, pretend to be Azurid? No. Anyway, I'm happy with the current roster. Also, a lot of my favorites already got in. Like effing Kumamura, the puppy dog. I was really like 50-50 if he was gonna make it in. He made it in. He has a effing cool giant ass OP Bankai. It's one of those like awakenings that don't last the whole match, so you gotta be careful. I will not partake in identity theft, to be honest. Thousands of people suffer. But yeah, we got Kumamura. We got effing Shinji. Hell yeah. We got Kenpachi. We got Nell. I was not expecting Nell, honestly. Nell is one of my I just was talking about this last stream. One of my underrated characters that I really like, because she's really cool, but she doesn't really do anything in the anime. So it will be cool to see her, like, you know, play as her in this game. Hosen's another cool character that I didn't think was gonna make it in. Kenpachi's effing cool. Urahara, Byakuya, like, I'm super happy with this. The only 2 characters I kinda really want are Orihime and Ananieto. Which I can definitely see them not making it in, because there's been a big fight about if Orihime is gonna be a playable character. Because she was in the reveal trailer, she's in cutscenes, so she's in the game, but people are just, they have not confirmed her as playable. But so like, but she has to be playable, right? She has to be playable, right? There's no way they don't make her playable, right? Look, listen, okay? Listen, look at me, listen. She's on the box art of the game. You can't make a fighting game with a character on the box art of the fighting game that you can't play as. They wouldn't do that, right? Right! They wouldn't do that. There's no way. And listen, okay? Also listen. In the story mode, in the what we have seen of her in story mode, we've seen her in a lot of different outfits, like her like school outfit and like the Soul Reaper disguise and the Wake Mundo outfit that she has on the box art. But we haven't seen her in her like iconic like pink shirt sweatpants like outfit. So like, why would they hide that unless that's gonna be in the reveal trailer? I can dream. But again, I'm not gonna throw a fit if Orihime's not in, because like, we already have so many other great characters, so I'm not too bad about it. And I can also see them not putting Orihime in, because it's like her whole character arc is about like, you know, like she tries to be helpful even though she can't fight. So walking around the 4 cork boards filled with red lines everywhere. I wanna make a clip of that and then calm someone to make that the thumbnail. But yeah, and also like, don't really see any other character getting in over her, honestly, because the only other character I could think of that's not in the game and not in my prediction list that might make it in is Momo. But like, Momo like did nothing. She did nothing. Momo's also in a similar spot where she was her model was like, she was in the background of like a cutscene, but she's not been confirmed to playable. But I mean, you know, I don't know, man. They made Izuru a character, okay? That's the only thing I think of. This is what people point at. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a big roster because Izuru is here. Izuru is that, like, the blonde guy with a comb over right next to Renji. Missing characters feel worse since DLC's 1000-Year Blood War, yeah. But people are like, oh, Izuru's in this game, so there's gonna be a lot of, like, other minor characters nobody cares about. But I think people forget that Izuru's, like, relatively popular in Japan for some reason. Like, if you look at the official Bleach popularity polls, Izuru was, like, in, like, the top 10 a lot of the time. For reasons beyond my understanding. Because, I mean, he's kind of cool, but he's not, like, top 10 coolest characters in the series kind of cool. Momo is also popular, too. That's the only reason I could see Momo. But another reason that I don't see Momo making it is because they seem to have added characters who have, like, important story fights, right? Like, Nell has, like, one important story fight that she could have in story mode. Even Izuru has, like, some important fights that happen. Yeah, same thing with Komamura and Hisagi and Ikaku. But Momo doesn't really fight. I mean, I know you could say the same thing about Orihime, but shut up, Orihime is a more important character. I like Orihime more, okay? Don't worry about it. Even though Orihime and Momo are in the same position. Orihime is on the list over her because, shut up, I like her more. I like Momo, like, as what they did with her character. She is, like, you know, a tragic character, and I like her for that, but, like, as an actual, like, getting out there, fighting main worthy, I'm like, I don't know. I think Orihime could have, like, a lot of unique gimmicks. Because being a Bleach game, there is kind of an issue of, like, too many Fire Emblem characters in this game. Of, like, most characters in this game fight with a sword, because that's the whole point of Bleach. So I could see them adding Orihime over Momo, just because Orihime has, like, her, like, Shunshin Rika, like, fairies that she uses to fight, as opposed to Momo, who has just another sword. Visors are the worst part of this game. As in, like, you don't like the visors, or you like the visors and you're mad that there's not more of them. Honestly, other than Shinji and Hiyori, like, not a lot of the visors are super relevant. Maybe, like, Tensei? I'm struggling to even... Rose? I'm struggling to remember what any of the other, visors are. Hachi? Tensei and Hachi, yeah. But, again, so I don't see it not happening. Hachi kills Baragon, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I could honestly see Hachi being in. Like, without that. They also could, you know, they've been, you know, ever since the game was announced, they've been doing one character reveal a week. But, you know, they could just, you know, like, a week before the game comes out, like, reveal, like, 5 characters and completely throw off all our predictions. Or there could just be, like, characters in the game that they didn't reveal beforehand. So, I don't know, man. But again, I care more about quality, not quantity, so I'm okay if some get left out. And also, a lot of my favorites are already here, you know? Also, Aranyeto is another one. It's just Orihime and Aranyeto I would like to see, but I would not be horribly torn up. Because Aranyeto is, like, cool. I think he could have cool moveset-wise. Because he, like, disguises himself as Kaien, so you could basically have 2 characters in one. Where he's like Kaien and is like his base state, and his awakening he, like, reveals himself to be Aranyeto. Imagine they upload a character reveal trailer and it's like, oh, Kaien enters the battle. And people are like, huh, Kaien's a weird character to, you know, put in the game. That's a little odd. And then halfway through the trailer, he does his awakening and transforms into Aranyeto. That would be perfect. I want it to happen. I want it to happen just for that trailer to happen. Because it'd be really funny. But yeah, I think everyone else, again, I made this before Hisagi and Ikaku were confirmed, which is why I already have, like, markings on them. But yeah, the top 3 Espada, I can't see them not putting, just because they're, like, the top 3 Espada. And also, we kind of have Stark Soft confirmed, because the ESRB rating mentions that characters in the game fight with swords, bows, and guns. And in the first art, in the from the beginning up until the Arrancar, Stark is the only character to use a gun. So, if there's a playable character in the game that uses a gun, it has to be Stark. I'll get to that. And Noritora, I believe, for several reasons, because, like, why would you put Nell in if you're not going to put in Noritora, as what I was saying earlier, for, like, important fights? Like, Nell's only important fight is against Noritora. So, it'd be weird to put her in the game and not Noritora. Going a little bit out of order. Oh yeah, also, Rukia versus Aranyeto was, like, very high up in the popularity poll. I can look it up. I can look up specifically what popularity poll it was. But it was like something like the best fight, like the best bounce of the thing. What's Shin's? Oh yeah, Shinso's gain. Yeah, okay. In the 8th poll of the best Zanpakuto poll, Wabisuke Izuru's Zanpakuto got 9th, which is kind of crazy. And then yes, the 9th poll, the best bout poll. I think I almost said bout. Well, that's good, but what about Thousand Year Blood War? I'll get to that in a second. I have it in my notes, don't worry. Rukia versus Aranyeto was like 2nd in that poll. Right above a fight that happened in the Thousand Year Blood War. So I'm assuming this poll was like done relatively late. So yeah, I believe in my list, but I believe in my list. Again, I've been thinking nothing but Bleach and this game for like the last several months now. So, you know, I feel pretty confident in that I have a good read. But again, if I'm wrong, I'm not gonna cry about it. As much as I like being right, I also like surprises. But yeah, if you wanna see my progress of this, they upload a new character trailer every Monday, and I will retweet it with an updated version of this if you care. So we probably have 34 characters, but we also have 4 characters confirmed for DLC, because even though they're trying to make a good game, they're packing like a lot of content into this game. Like, if you just think about it, like 48 volumes of manga, 182 episodes of anime, 34 characters, like that's 34 very unique and distinct characters. That's a lot of content, but it is being published by big evil corporation Bambi Namco. So, of course, there's going to be DLC. And the DLC is going to be from the 1,000-Year Blood War, they confirmed. And I think wasn't the release date trailer. The release date trailer was like way long ago. I think it was the overview trailer that came out like a week or 2 ago. Which is understandable, because that's the most recent arc, so they want to, like, you know, advertise to people, like, they want to advertise the newest thing, so they're like, make DLC. You can make your cool Bleach game that covers the OG thing, whatever. Put DLC, put ads in the game, put new relevant content in the game. So I get it. People are mad that there's no Lost Agent characters like representation in the game at all, because that would be the only arc that's missing. But I think that they are thinking about a sequel. I don't think that they're planning a sequel, but I think that they're considering the possibility of a sequel. And that the sequel would cover, like, the rest of the series, basically. So I think they might just, they might save those characters for that. And that's why we're only getting 4 Thousand Year Blood War characters, because there's a lot more than 4 characters from Thousand Year Blood War you could put in. But I have a question. So they say, let me pull up the trailer. Bleach Rebirth of Souls overview. Meow meow meow. Highly recommend looking that trailer up if you heard me and are confused about any of the mechanics, and they make it a little bit more clearer in there. They just say, Season Pass, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, join as playable characters. So does that mean that that characters exclusive to Thousand Year Blood War are going to appear, are going to be DLC? Or are they talking about any character that was important in Thousand Year Blood War? Like, the big question is, like, Unohana? Because Unohana, like, was a character from, like, the start of the series, but she didn't really do, like, she didn't really have, like, a fight until Thousand Year Blood War. So could she be a potential DLC character? It's a little vague about that one. I do, at the very least, think that they will save Thousand Year Blood War versions of existing characters for a potential sequel. Like, I don't think that they'll put in, like, you know, like, Thousand Year Blood War, like, Rukia or Renji with, like, their new abilities that they get in Thousand Year Blood War, like, you know, Shunsui and stuff like that. I don't think they'll do that, but I do, like, Unohana will be DLC for sure. I think so. I do think so. I do think what they mean like characters who are relevant in Thousand Year Blood War, not necessarily exclusive to Thousand Year Blood War. And but yeah, that would be, if they put in Unohana as DLC, then all they would need is Ukitake, and they would have all the, like, the original 13 Court Guard squads. Characters are skipped will be Thousand Year Blood War DLC. Momo will be Thousand Year Blood War DLC. No, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't think they'll be like, you know, people are like, oh, you know, Thousand Year Blood War Ichigo, and I'm like, we already got 2 Ichigos. I'm not gonna rule out the possibility just because he's the main character, but especially for characters like Rukia, Renji, Shunsui, maybe Shinji, like, I think they'll save the, like, Thousand Year Blood War versions of them specifically for the sequel. But yeah, especially because we have Thousand Year Blood War outfits as, like, alts. So I'll talk more about this later. But here's the season pass, and then here's the Thousand Year Blood War costume set where you can, like, Thousand Year Blood War costume set DLC. Like, I think, so I don't think, like, yeah, like, why would they put in Thousand Year Blood War Byakuya if Thousand Year Blood War costume Byakuya is already in the game? Hey, where did this image go? Center on screen, okay. I don't know where that image went, but I'm glad I remembered that feature existed. And yeah, I think they're saving Lost Agent characters for a potential sequel. But I hope we get the Fullbringer Ichigo because the Fullbringer Ichigo outfit could go very easily over either of the Ichigos, and it would look sick as hell. So I hope we get that. But as far as like, you know, my wish list for, I'm not sure what, I'm not confident enough to make predictions for Thousand Year Blood War, especially since there's that question of like, do they mean exclusive characters or just characters that appeared there? But my wish list would be definitely Unohana. Someone from Squad Zero I think would also be really cool. Any of the Bambis. I love the Bambis. I think they're cool. I would be happy with any of them. I think, especially because it's gonna be DLC, I think they could do like a 4-in-1 character for the Bambis. Or a 5-in-1 character? How many Bambis are in the Bambi squad? One, two, three, four, five. There are 5 Bambis in the Bambi squad. I'd be happy with any of them, but I think they could definitely pull off having like 5-in-1 moveset. Baz B, I think would also be a fun character. I also want Gremmy, because there is literally an infinite amount of moveset potential you could have with Gremmy. And also Lily Barrow, the like sniper guy, because I think his potential moves, without any spoilers, his potential moveset could be fun. I just want to see it. But yeah, I'm not like expecting or even like wanting like a super duper big roster, so I'm happy that we have what we have. I think 30 to 40 characters is like a good, I mean, it's a lot to partake, but like from what we've seen, like yeah, it seems like they'll be like they have a lot of like thought and care put into them. They're not just like skins of each other, you know? It's not like a Fortnite situation where it's like, we have 1 billion characters, and it's just like, no, you have 1 character with 1 billion skins. So yeah, and I mean, if the issues that they might be not well balanced, but we are living in the future. The one good thing about being in the future is we have balance patches for fighting games. Meow, meow, meow. So here are the characters that I am interested in. All of them. Honestly, this is like similar to Smash Brothers. Another similarity that I see in this game from Smash Brothers. I'm interested in all the characters because they all look really cool. They all have like really cool, unique gimmicks. Plus, they came out the game saying this game will be competitive. Yeah, that's another reason why I think that they're pretty much like definitely going to be balance patches. Because like, okay, I think the game is gonna be cool, but they're definitely like taking in a lot, and there's definitely gonna be like some cracks, and I think character balancing might be the cracks. So I think that so I think on release there will be some broken character they did not consider. But I do think that there will be balance patches. Because I think he didn't even like Sparkling Zero, Dragon Balls Sparkling... The Dragon Balls Sparkling Zero get a balance patch at some point. So that's funny. Meow, meow, meow. Oh my god, I gotta go to bed. And I have to go make a new thumbnail. Update the title, remove Azeroth from existence. You named 3 characters that you think will be problematic. I honestly don't know. Just because there's a lot of characters that seem like, they could be, like, I don't know, just because, like, as much information as I know about this game, there's also a lot of, like, that I don't know. Like, how powerful is the signature move going to be? Like, is that really, like, because that's a free move that you have, so, like, is that going to make or break a character, or, like, I don't know. But, so I'm not 100% sure. But, what I will say is, Sile, that gosh dang stupid-ass pink-haired glasses guy, he's a very complex character, and he also has, like, RNG to him. But I think if you get, like, good, if you're good, if you know how to use him and you get good RNG, I think he might be kind of broken. My Yuri, I think, also might be an issue. My Yuri and Uryu, because they both have projectiles. There's a lot of moves in the game that just straight up, like, counter projectiles that are, like, made to counter projectiles. So I don't think projectiles will be a super huge problem. But I think, like, Mayuri and Uryu have, like, really strong projectiles. Like, Mayuri has, like, a slow ball that, like, slowly moves towards you. And that controls a lot of space. So I could definitely see Mayuri being broken. Any character with, like, a really strong counter. My guess is that for the first, like, week of the game, that counters are going to be really strong. Because, like, half of the roster has a counter. And, at, like, looking at Smash Brothers, at lower levels of play, or, like, when the game is new, counters are really broken because people aren't used to them yet. Mayuri, yeah, I think Mayuri is, like, special flash attack has a, like, get over here kind of move, like you were saying. They showed that in the overview trailer. So yeah, characters I think might be weak. I'm fearing Renji and Kumamura because their whole gimmick is, like, they have really overpowered Bankais, but they can only use it for a certain amount of time, and then afterwards they get weaker. So I could definitely see them not being able to balance that, and just them not being able to fight against, like, awakened characters in their base form. That swipe move Renji has is crazy. It is crazy. It does have I did count. It has a 30 frame startup. And I think that's human reactable. Human reaction time versus cat. 25 milliseconds. How many frames is 25 milliseconds? The better question is how good is my reaction time? How many times do I need to do this for it to give me an average? My reaction time is 223. I was getting, like, although I was, like, just getting distracted, I was getting, like, some 160s, 180s in there. Is that in the average? Is 120? 120 is on the, like, not quite, a little bit above average. Anyway, not important. I also think that I think that there are also, how would you react to that generally? Shield, I assume. Like, there's nothing in the character description that says that his signature move does shield damage. Let's see what it says. Attacks with a large swipe of the snake tail and can perform up to 3 consecutive attacks with additional input. Oh, that's why that demo Renji only did 2. It's powerful because it can launch one-sided attacks at a range comparable to that of a projectile. So yeah, I think it'll just be slow and reactable. And also, I think just, like, a matchup check. Like, if Renji is at a certain, like, distance from you, he's gonna be looking for that. So, like, just flash your shield every so often if you think he's gonna go for that. I do think people are gonna whine and complain when the game comes out. Be like, it's just broken! Patch it, please! Sounds like a shield eater in that case. It doesn't say anything about doing extra shield damage when there are, like, other moves that do, like, extra shield damage. So, I don't know. I don't think so. Didn't, like, Hisagi have a move that does extra shield damage? I mean, Hisaki has a counter. Does that count? Just the fact that you gotta take it, don't see a sidestep being effective. Yeah, maybe a backstep, though. Oh, also remember that every character in the game does have a universal counter. So, if he's doing it very predictably, you just counter it, and then you get to do the teleport behind you, nothing personnel kit, and then do a bunch of damage, and I think you get some of your EX meter back. Again, let me know if you want to see more, if you want me to do more streams of talking about this game before it comes out, because I could go on for a while, but we gotta move on. But yeah, I definitely see, like, you know, I think you could, like, if you know that it's coming, then I think you can react to it and, like, counter it, and then punish him, like, really hard for that. Or just, like, get close to him, and then it would make it very easy to, like, out of shield punish. Depending on how, like, the frame data on that exactly. Okay, last thing I'll say about characters is each character, we're getting alternate outfits in the base game. So each character at minimum has their base outfit and, like, one recolor. So, like, here you can see Ichigo's, he has, like, Ichigo's voice actor who is playing the game is blocking it, but Ichigo has 3 costumes. His base, this red alt, which looks sick as hell, and that's gonna be my main. And he also has, like, his battle damaged outfit from his fight with Byakuya. And then from what else we've seen of the demo, Rukia gets, like, a cool, like, yellow jumpsuit. Toshio gets a blue outfit. Byakuya gets a cool pink-ass outfit. Gin has, like, his captain outfit and his, like, Arrancar arc outfit. Yoruichi also has, like, 2 outfits from her initial appearance and her, like, appearance in, like, the Arrancar arc, stuff like that. But there are characters that only have, like, 2 costumes, like Rukia. And also we have DLC outfits coming, so outfits gonna be definitely poppin'. Also, the game's on PC, so we can mod it. Anyway, also, if you pre-order the game right now, then you get the Toshiro and Yoruichi 1000 Year Blood War outfits for free. From pre-ordering the game, which is not free, but shut up. Get Kubo's fashion. Yeah, I know. I would honestly, I would pay for a DLC pack of, like, 5 outfits of, like, Kubo designed outfits. Because, like, mostly everyone has, like, a uniform that they have just for ease of drawing, but also occasionally Kubo just draws characters in, like, the most insane drip. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. If I had $1 million and 1 billion subscribers, I would definitely get blackmail Kubo into designing a new outfit for my VTuber for me. Not gonna lie. Anyway, not moving on. I do hope that we get Fullbringer Ichigo, because that would look really cool. Halloween costumes he did were dope. Oh yeah. Also, like, you know, like the character, like, pictures that he's been doing for, like, whenever a new episode of 1000 Year Blood War releases, he posts, like, a cool, like, outfit of a character that was in that episode in the drippiest of drip. It used to be, like, a character that died in that episode got a picture, but, like, he broke that thing, so don't worry about it. Bro dripped out of hand. Oh, bro dripped out. I have this blood in mind. I'm starting to lose it. I'm starting to lose it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about story mode. I already talked about story mode. We're going to up to episode 310 of the anime, which is 182 episodes of canon anime material, and chapter 423 of the manga, which is 48 volumes. Oh, it's gonna be beefy. Like, people are estimating that it's gonna take, like, from the gameplay that we've seen and, like, extrapolating, people are estimating that it's gonna be, like, 20-30 hours. Yeah, the story looks sick, especially for anime game. I mean, a lot of the cutscenes are characters standing around talking, but, like, there's still, like, you know, movement a lot sometimes, where they recreate shots from the show. And it's not just, like, you know, visual novel stills, you know? But that's the point, it's all voiced, yeah. I feel like people are like, oh, these cutscenes are boring, but, like, when you hear the when you see the when you can understand the cutscenes, I think they'll be a lot more entertaining, because most people are like, don't know Japanese because they're a little pea-brained, unlike me. And so they're just, like, looking at the cinematography of the cutscenes and not really paying attention to the dialogue. I think with the addition of dialogue, the cutscenes will be a lot more engaging. Meow, meow, meow. And also that came out and people were all surprised of like, oh, this cutscene looks, the story mode looks horrible. I'm like, have you not been paying attention to the Twitter has uploaded like story clips like for like birthdays, and like that from what we saw of the demo, like it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, I'm getting very distracted by Ichigo voice actor Japanese Johnny Unbosh pogging at me. Morita Masakazu-san. But yeah, I think the story will be cool. Especially if you've never played Bleach before, like it covers from the beginning of the series. So you good. Also these wallpapers though, I love these wallpapers. Just have a wallpaper of my Oshi up there. Komamura. Oh yeah, the music in general is so good. I talked about this at the beginning of the stream, but they have the person who did The World Ends With You OST. Mwah! Chef's kiss. It sounds so good. Story's treat for the uninitiated, yeah. And if you're a hardcore fan of Bleach, you're gonna enjoy the story anyway, like me. And there's also like side stories, like original, like never before seen like side stories. Here for the competition? Oh yeah, definitely. Me too. Like, I'll play the story and I'll probably have a really good time, but I will probably not play the story more than like once. But yeah, I like that they have story exclusive bosses. Like we saw Ichigo fight Fishbone and Shrieker, and we also saw Grand Fisher was in the like reveal trailer and has not been seen since. And Jindamba was in the release date trailer. And there's also, like, story mode exclusive versions of characters, like Substitute Arc Ichigo, which I hope we can unlock as, like, a skin after we beat the game. Even though it wouldn't make any sense to put Substitute Arc Ichigo on any outfit, but don't worry. So yeah, and yeah, we also have, like, a special story for every character. Like, that's another reason why, like, all these character reveals are super cool, because, like, we get to learn new lore, which I know that Kubo has, like, input in this series, but I don't know if, like, he wrote the new lore. Needs sundress Rukia. Oh yeah, that would be fun. Cause yeah, there was a shot of Rukia in sundress. There was also a shot of Renji in a school uniform. And I was like, is that from a filler? No. In the early Arrancar arc, Renji was in the human world. Yeah, I hope Kubo had a good amount of input. I hope the side stories are cool. Because they could, like, from what they showed off, like, a conversation between Soifan and Yoruichi. And I'm like, that's definitely a part that could use more lore. You know? Because that kind of character kind of just... That character arc I would like to see more out of that. And they also showed, like, a romance story between, Renji and Rukia. And that's another, like, dynamic that I would like to see more. So I think it'll be a good time for Bleach fans. Hope Kubo had a good amount of input on that, yeah. I know he's busy with the anime, but yeah. I think that's after Soul Society when she's leaving. Yeah, I think she wears the sundress for both. I know she has, I think she has it for like the Memories in the Rain when fighting Grand Fisher and like when she leaves. But otherwise she's like in her school outfit. That's for Soul Society when she's leaving. Oh, I meant Yoruichi. Oh, okay, yeah. I saw like Yoruichi's like about to leave. So maybe we get like a little thing of like, because yeah, they had like a whole big thing. Like they had a whole big like reunion in the Soul Society arc, and then just they never said that, we never got a scene of them like saying goodbye or like having some sort of resolution to big like resolution to that. So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be good. Yeah, I think it'll be a fun time to have some side stories. Like, what I want to know more about Kumamura. Like, what could Kumamura's side story be? Because even in the filler arcs, like, Kumamura has not really appeared a whole lot. So it could be cool. We can also have Can we confirm that the light novels are canon with a Tozen backstory? Because I've not read a lot of the light novels, because I don't want to be spoiled for the anime, 1000-Year Blood War. But I do know that they delve into more like Tozens in there. Also, having a different opening for each segment of the story would be fire. Can't Fear Your Own World is mostly canon. It's like in that category of like, it's pretty much canon. There's nothing like contradicting it, but it's not like in the core manga series written by Kubo. It was like overseas stalled by Kubo because something from the light novels was in the 1000-Year Blood War, but it was not in the manga 1000-Year Blood War. So that thing was in the light novel and in the anime, but it's not canon because it's not technically, it wasn't in the core manga. It was canon light is what I will say. It was pretty much canon. Beginning of Can't Fear Your Own will probably be the last few episodes of 1000-Year Blood War. People are predicting that there might be like a full Can't Fear Your Own World like adaptation after 1000-Year Blood War. Because of how popular Bleach is going, like to be like, oh, we can get a little, we can make a little bit more out of this, right? We can give us a Can't Fear Your Own World adaptation, right? Because a lot of people do like Can't Fear Your Own World. I would also very much like the other Bleach light novels getting animated, because those haven't even at least Can't Fear Your Own World got officially localized and translated. Things like Spirits Are Forever With You and the other one have not been like even fan translated at all. So the only thing that we know of them is like things that were like in the gacha game, I think, covered them. This is media's ass, and the fan base doesn't care. I know, I've spoiled coming off of the Index fan base. Index fan base? Best fan base in the entire anime, manga, light novel industry, okay? Every single piece of weird, obscure, certain magical index media has a fan translation, you know? Like, all of the light novels, even before they got official translations, all of, like, the spin-off light novels, all of the effing, like, all the video games. Like, it's crazy. And then Bleach, like, this big, important, you know, like, light novel. Yeah, no, nobody's gonna translate that. Most shonen fan base doesn't like to read, not surprising. I didn't consider that. Maybe it's because Index is a light novel series, so Index fans like reading more than Bleach fans. So maybe that's the fear, is that nobody, even if it was translated, no Bleach fan would actually want to. Nah, I don't think that's the case. I just think that, like, no one's gotten around to it yet. I think it's just that the fact that the Index fan base is cracked. Okay? Like, the Japanese only gacha game, every single event, like in like the 10 years that game ran, like all the strange weird crossover, there are translations of every single effing line of text in that like 10-year gacha game. But Bleach was on hiatus for 10 years. If I mention how great it feels to be a Bleach fan, because like after like as I was a Bleach fan all the way back like in 2008, and then in 2011 when the anime went on hiatus, 2012 when the anime went on hiatus, and then the manga ended with kind of rushed had a rushed ending. It was not, and then all we had video game wise was a gacha game. Like it was a rough time being a Bleach fan from like 2012 to like 2022. That 10-year gap was rough. But now the anime is back and better than ever. The manga might be getting a little bit more. We got a cool ass video game. It's good. It's a good time to be a Bleach fan. Bleach stonks are up. Okay, I'm almost done. And then I can go to bed. It's not that late, okay. And I have like 2 more pages left. Two and a half more pages left of notes. And it's also mostly, and because we've been rambling and getting off topic, I've mostly talked about everything. The music, the soundtrack, one of the things I'm most looking for. Listen, even if the game sucks, the soundtrack is so good. I'm excited for the game to release just so I can listen to the soundtrack, because everything that we've heard of the soundtrack, absolute bops. Okay, like I knew that the World Ends With You soundtrack guy can cook, but he cooked. Let's find out his name. The World Ends With You OST guy. Takeru Ishimoto. Takeru Ishimoto did Legend of Mana, Final Fantasy X, All-Star Pro Wrestling 2. He worked on Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. World Ends With You, as I've said. Kingdom Hearts and World Ends With You, great repertoire. And Bleach Rebirth of Souls and Neo The World Ends With You. Also the World Ends With You anime. The Cydia, yeah, I saw that on the list. Lots of like Final Fantasy stuff. So yeah, very odd that he's like worked a lot with like Sony and Square Enix, so it's very odd that like how did they get him? How did they convince him? He's freelance now? Okay, that makes sense. It's like my same thing, like how did they get Urobuchi Gen to do the story of like a bunny Metroidvania game? Why? I'm not complaining. I like people who make cool art making new cool art, but why? But yeah, from the World Ends With You soundtrack and Bleach. World Ends With You kind of makes sense because both Bleach and World Ends With You have a very like early 2000s kind of like punk aesthetic to them. So the songs that sound very much like they're taken straight out of World Ends With You sound very fitting for Bleach. And there's also just songs that don't sound anything like World Ends With You, but still sound effing fantastic. Like, and also like the music is like dynamic. So when you do your awakening, your character's theme starts playing. And you can also hear the preview of these themes in the character trailers. So if you like the songs that play like in the character trailers while they're showing off their moves, that's their like awakening theme. That song starts playing when they do their awakening, and they're all a bop. My favorites so far are Soifon and Yoruichi got like a cool like Eurobeat thing going on. You can also change the Awakening OT, yeah. I was gonna get to that. My favorites so far are Soifon and Yoruichi's like Eurobeat thing going on. Shinji's like funky, trippy, weird music that he's got going on. Byakuya's like Japanese like instruments and Mayuri's like horror movie monster vibe that he got going on. They're all great. Also, side note, how does Shinji have like 3 theme songs and they're all bangers? Every single one of them. Because he has like a theme from when he like fought Grimmjow in the OG anime. He got like a new theme song in Thousand Year Blood War. And now he has a theme song in this game. And they're all bangers. Shinji theme banger. Banger, 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 banger. All banger. No, nothing not banger. Only banger. He's canonically a music nerd. I was gonna talk about that on the next Bleach discussion. But like, when was the music invented? Because he has like a record player in his like captain's quarters. And he's like, it's this new thing from the world of the living. It's this new music from the world of the living. And I'm like, okay, hold on. So Bleach takes place in like 2001, I think. And that was 110 years in the past. Minus 110. So that would be 1891. Koopa said that was an error? Okay. Because when did the record player come out? 1985? So yeah, he's about 4 years early on that one. Because it came out in like 1885, 18, I've seen some places that say 1895 and some places that say 1887. So if it was 1887, then 1891, when that flashback took place, would make sense. In the Bleach verse, it's different, yeah. We can also say, like, oh, you know, maybe over a long period of time between the Soul Society and the world of the living don't exactly match up. Don't worry about it. The answer to your lore question is shut up, don't think about it. But yeah, I do like the theme, the awakening themes. But I'm glad that you can turn it off, because if you have like if you can take the game seriously, you have like 100 hours and you have like a main, you would be hearing your main's theme like on loop 24/7. Especially since, like, from what we've seen of the demo, you're in your awakening like most of the time. And also, another weird thing about the awakening music is that it, from the demos that we've seen, like, the theme, you can take over someone's theme. So like, if you do an awakening, your theme starts playing. But then if your opponent does an awakening after that, then your theme stops playing and it starts playing their theme. And then it just plays their theme for the rest of the match. So it's the meta will be do your awakening second, so your theme can be playing for the rest of the match. But I'm glad you can turn it off. You can also turn off the announcer, because yeah, exactly what Valero was saying is that people are complaining a lot because every time that you do, like, it's not a counter, but like when you like whiff punish, when somebody does a slow move and you do a fast move and you hit somebody during the startup of one of their moves, you get a what's called a strike back, and you get more, I think you get more damage from doing that. And also the announcer goes, strike back. And in one of the gameplay one of the demo gameplay that we saw, gameplay videos that we saw, this happened like 3 times in a row because the players were new and they were just mashing. So it was just like strike back, strike back, strike back, strike back. I'm glad there's at least more than one voice clip, but it's really funny. The announcer, yeah. I love the announcer and like the what was it called? The gameplay overview. Not the system overview trailer, but the gameplay overview trailer. He like pulled like a Soul Calibur like announcers like 2 Soul Reapers with blades that are manifestations of their souls go fight out in the heat of battle, and I'm like, oh, I love it. So I'll definitely be playing with those things on, but I might eventually turn them off. Although I'm also the same person that played with that Corone mod and Sonic, or the Corone DLC and Sonic Frontiers for an entire like 3-hour stream of just every time I boost Kone going Orayo, and I never got sick of it. You can also lower the volume. Yeah, there's a lot of like options. There's like accessibility options and stuff like that too. There's a lot of good options. You can like adjust the volume of like everything in the game. So I like that a lot. Also, you can tell that the people who worked on the Senna and Kagura games worked on this game, because we got jiggle physics. You can definitely see in Yoruichi's like stock taking move, her Kikon move, where like she jumps and then does like a landing, and you can see the little boob jiggle. And we also have the uncensored outfits compared to like the OG anime, because the OG anime like censored like Yoruichi and Soifan's like outfits, and like they took away the side boob. But we got side boob back. And also with characters that may or may not appear later in the game, we might see the full extent of that. Talking about Halle Bell over here. If Halle Bell is in the game, and she 100% will be. Rangiku, yeah, Rangiku also has good jiggle physics. I think that's legit why they're saving Halle Bell for one of the last reveals. But like, why though? Well, why would you not want to show that off? And it already got rated by the ESRB. Let's see what specifically what the ESRB says. Bleach Rebirth of Souls, rated teen for mild blood, mild language, suggestive themes, violence. And it calls it an arena fighting game in which players assume the roles of characters from the Bleach franchise, engaging in one-on-one battles. From a third-person perspective, players use swords, bows, guns, magic, and melee-styled attacks to defeat enemies. Players use guns. Who is the one and only character that could be using a gun? Just saying. Unless they're talking about like a 1000-Year Blood War DLC character. Combat is highlighted by light effects, cries of pain, and impact sounds. Cutscenes depict further instances of violence and blood. A character slashed, blood staining his shirt. A character mounted on a wall with black blood streaks around him. I like how I know exactly what they're talking about. A character stabbing themselves in the neck. I don't actually remember that part. Unless they're talking about that one Byakuya fight. So tired of everyone asking for Momo, actually. Mayuri? Does the Mayuri do that? I thought, like, one of the, like... Maybe Mayuri does do that. Who knows? Some female characters are designed with revealing outfits. For example, deep cleavage, side and under cleavage, partially exposed buttocks. Hell yeah. Characters... I mean, I know there's a character who got stabbed in the neck. But I don't remember a character stabbing themselves in the neck. Mayuri against Uryu? Maybe This is how we get off topic. This is officially off topic. It's happening anyway, but I just want to let you know it is off topic. after he got one shot. I have to look at that later. I don't see it listed on the changes of censorship, and I don't remember it from the anime. But, I believe you. Because that whole fight was effed up in general. Violence seems like they're uncensoring the boobage, but they are toning down the violence a little bit. Which, honestly, I'm okay with. Because, honestly, too much blood and gore gets me a little, like, you know? Like, there's some scenes in 1,000 Year Blood War that I had to, like, pause the show and, like, take a deep breather. So I'm not opposed to toning down the violence a little bit. Gets turned to liquid after stabbing himself. Oh, I see. Because I know that shot in the manga, like, you could see his guts falling out of him. And then in the anime and in the game, it's just like a black hole. Anyway, other random thing that I like about this game is that it's not on Switch. We don't have to worry about the game being bottlenecked in order to run on Switch like we have with all the Sonic games. And it also won't leak a month before release. But yes, a Switch 2 port would be cool though. I would like a Switch 2 port. But I'm honestly, I'm sick of it. Every single, like, I'm mostly talking about like the Sonic games. Like every Sonic game has been like bottlenecked in some way on every platform because they need to make it run on Switch. I'm pretty sure that's why Frontiers has like bad draw distance and like there's like mid-level loading scenes in Shadow Generations. Bro, Frontiers looks so bad on Switch. Also in the fact that like, yeah, the Switch ports of the Sonic games are not great to begin with. Isn't even worth it. I mean, they sell most on Switch, so whatever. But anyway, yeah, this game can just, it can look good. It's not probably not gonna get leaked like a month before it comes out. That's another problem with Switch games, is that some Nintendo fans are jerks and Nintendo games Switch games always get leaked. It's not just Nintendo games, it's just Switch games in general, and I don't know why. How do you feel about the character stat sheets? I think what you're referring to is like when you go on the Japanese website and learn more, and you can see like power, speed, reach, tafunesu, whatever toughness is, and technique. Without actually playing the game myself, I'm not 100% sure about what these things are, but exactly what like technique and toughness mean. But yeah, they seem to be pretty good. Like Hisagi, it seems like a good overview of what the character is about. Like you can see Hisagi. Oh, he has speed. He has good speed and good reach, but not a lot of power or technique. And then for like Xylopodo, like he has like max technique. They also have a rating scale of like ease of use, like 1 out of like 5. There's been no 1-star ease of use character. Because I was thinking Xylopodo might be like a 1-star, but no, he's still a 2-star ease of use, even though like he has like a lot of like really complicated mechanics. Or Hime's the 1-star. Yeah, you get it. You understand. That's I like the way you think. I like the way you think. You want VIP? I don't think it does anything, but do you want VIP? Meow, 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 meow. Passion for the game they're making? Oh yeah. Sure! Do it later. Because again, I don't think it does anything. But I like the cut of your jib. I like the cut of your jib. Because it's supposed to, like, I talk about this, like, almost every stream. It's supposed to, like, pre-approve your messages and let you post links in chat. But it doesn't do either of those things. Like, I have Toast as a VIP, and their messages, and their chat messages on my shorts still get, like, you still can't see them all the time. during reveals based off ease of use. Yeah, the 1-star character is going to be like a hidden unlockable character in the game. Trust. I see you got a no game, no life video on your YouTube. I approve. There you go. Enjoy your VIP that does nothing, and you wouldn't even know about it if I didn't tell you. And I also could just be lying to you. Where did my other half of my fidget toy go? This like little piece of plastic that I was playing with. Oh, there it is. We're almost done. Okay, PC port also gives the potential for mods. I do hope there's a Switch 2 port at some point, because it'd be nice to like take it on the go, especially if I end up taking it super serial. But yeah, PC port also gives the potential for mods, like putting in the old voice actors in. And also, I would definitely commission someone to put my waifu Palutena in. I just don't know over who. Here, because apparently not everyone has seen this image. Of like, would you really be willing to spend a lot of money on a commission for just so you could play as your waifu in a video game? And to that, I have to say, oh, that's too big. That's too big. This. This. I rest my case. No, we get more Western coverage soon. We're not gonna get any Western coverage. We get poorly translated character reveal trailers. That's all we get. Okay, I have good news. We're finally on the last topic. Actually, why am I not just copy and pasting this? Risking a mistype. After this stream, probably tomorrow, I will put timestamps in the description. So, release date is March 21st. Some places say the 20th. I'm not sure. I think that's just for time zone. But it's March 21st, 2025. That's in, you know, just a little under 2 months. I can't believe it's already happened. Because again, the game got revealed like last summer, like last August. And then I've been sold on the game since like the club outside thing. And every day that passes, I've just been more and more excited, and it's happening. Game's coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. It's on a Friday, hell yeah. We definitely I'll be getting back from work on Friday and then just be playing that the whole weekend. But yeah, it's coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. I'm gonna get it on PC. Just for mods, and I think that's where most of the, like, from what I understand, I think that's where, from what I gather, that's where, like, most of the, like, the competitive scene will be. So, I will get it on, I'm getting it on PC. For anyone who wants to know, if you want to make sure that you buy the same version as me, so I can personally curb stomp you in this game with Kumamura. Because, you know, I don't know if you know, but you're talking to the future best Bleach Rebirth of Souls player, okay? Uh-huh. And there's a couple of other, like, there's a different additions. Because, again, it's being published by Bandai Namco, so of course they have to milk as much money out of it as possible. And I'm like, from what I've seen of this game, and what I know the developers, like, take all my money. I trust you. For some other streamers say that. PC, yeah. Sounds like PC will be the way to go. Although, if I'm really into the game, and there's a lot of, like, events or something happening on other consoles, I will not be opposed to buying it again. Nah, that they were the best. Oh yeah, so I trust the developers in the game. Like, just take my money. So the standard edition base game is the standard $60. You buy the game, you get all of the all the base game characters, the story mode, the 34 characters, like you can play online, all that good stuff. Deluxe edition is $85. Another, I can't do math, $25. It gives you the season pass for the 4 DLC characters. And it also gives you soul crystals, which I don't know what do. I mean that you will be the they will be the best. They is me, okay? They is me. They is me. Mean that you're not the only one. Oh, no, you know what? They is me. Oh, heard some other. Okay. I apologize, Sage from the 6. I now understand your message. I heard some other streamers would say that they were gonna be the best. They are not me though. They'll have to go through me though. You know what? They'll have to go through me. Maybe a mission mode of the story. Yeah, I can't assume, like, with how much focus they want on, like, competitiveness, like, they would not let you use, like, soul crystals to, like, level up your attack. Like, they would not introduce that for, like, online mode. Like, it has to be, like, for the mission mode or single player mode. Because I saw, like, you were getting, like, in the story mode, they were, like, leveling up and getting money. So I'm assuming that's what that's for. And then the Ultimate Edition is $100, which gets you the Season Pass and the Soul Crystals. But it also gets you 5 Thousand-Year Blood War costumes and 5 Rebirth of Souls original costumes. Which look to be somewhat based on... Thousand-Year Blood War, because Renji has, like, his... Thousand-Year Blood War inspired. Because Renji has, like, his, like, leopard print from his, like, Bankai, and Urahara has, like, green. Urahara's, I think, is just original. Out of here, man. Fine stream, I subbed. Thanks! I'm almost done, but yes, thank you for, this has already gone, like, 3 hours, so, and it's not even me playing the video game. It's just me talking about the video game. But I appreciate it, definitely. I hope you stick around and enjoy all of the potential streams I will do when the game actually comes out. I'm also doing a podcast series, going through all of the original Bleach, and also playing a lot of old Bleach games. So you know, I think you'll have a good time. It's not saying like, oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Only subscribe if you're actually going to stick around. I do not want dead subscribers. Only living, active subscribers, please. Hope you're into tier lists. I have a thing about that one. Hold on, one more thing before you go. Wait. This is a tier list of who I'm interested in playing. And yeah, I was Ichigo because I like Ichigo, and it might be a good like base character to learn how to play the game. Byakuya, because I also like Byakuya, and he's like a stance change character. Nell, because that's my girl out there, and obviously my Oshi Komamura. But I'm also interested in like I'm interested in learning like all the cast. I'm gonna do an Iron Man. We'll do an Iron Man. Bleach Rebirth of Souls Iron Man. It'll be great. Aw, dude, we also got a follow on Twitter. Thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate when I get like new viewers from things that I actually care about, and that might stick around. Matters more than when I do like other random games and I get stuff from that. Like, I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of subscribers of just people who just want to play Smash Brothers with me. Which I do like, but that's not the only thing I do. So yeah, anyway, long story short, if you just want all the content, then the deluxe version gets you the season pass. And you don't really need the ultimate version. The ultimate version just gives you more like outfits. But I'm getting the ultimate version just because like listen, if I didn't know anything else about this game and you just told me like, hey, the Senran Kagura devs are out of horny jail and they're making a new Bleach game, I'd be like, here's $100. So like, don't worry about it. I'm in. Also, for all the editions, you get a pre-order bonus of Thousand Year Blood War, Toshido, and Yoruichi for free. And I've not pre-ordered the game yet, but I mean, that's just because I don't do game pre-orders, but I'll pre-order the game like a week before it comes out, just so to get the pre-order bonuses. But I don't know, I'm just weird about money like that. Like, I'm 100%, I'm like 99.9% definitely putting $100 down for this game. There's no reason that I wouldn't. I got the money set aside. But, I mean, just in case, like, why not have the $100 in my bank account as opposed to a game that I can't play in my Steam account? Like, I'll pre-order the game, like, a week before it comes out just to get the pre-order bonuses. Yeah, I'm waiting too, yeah. And again, like, unless something, like, terrible happens. Like, we were like, unless, like, tomorrow they're like, oh, by the way, every footage of Bleach Rebirth of Souls that you've seen up until now has been AI generated. Or something crazy like that. You know. But, you know, like 99.9% sure, like, yeah. Meow, 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 meow. Also, can we get some, like, Brave Souls costumes? Because some of those costumes are, like, way too good to be stuck in a gacha game. Just wanted to say. Yeah, I pretty much said, the next section was concerns, but I pretty much said everything. Like, the game could be horribly balanced or have a mechanic that's very easy to abuse. But the devs do want a competitive game, and Bamco games have been getting bounce patches like Sparkling Zero. Is it actually Sparkling Zero, or is it Sparking Zero? Because neither sound right to me at this point. So yeah. Sparking Zero, okay. How, on a level of 1 to 10, how mad would you be if I continued calling it Sparkling Zero? Anyway, there will definitely be something broken on release. No, it's fine. Aw, dang. I wanted to rustle some jimmies. It's no fun anymore. Can we just say how effing cool going back to alternate costumes, this red alt with Ichigo with the hollow. Ooh, it's so good. Cause he got the red ult, and then Ichigo has a special like mechanic for his if he uses his like reverse gauge and neutral, he gets like a special unique buff that makes him take more stocks for a certain amount of time. So that could be fun. Like your opponent's almost dead, and then you pop that, and then the opponent's like, oh frick, I don't want an extra stock taken, and you read their runaway options, like, it'll be fun. And then for Shikai state, like Zangetsu, like old man Zangetsu, like appears behind him and puts his hand on his shoulder, like in the Kenpachi fight. And then in his Bankai state, he like gets taken over by Hollow Ichigo, like, oh my, and he has like alternate voice lines, like, oh my god, it's so sick. Game's so sick. I want to play this game. Literally strawberry colored. You think that's why? Because as someone who's been playing a lot of like the Bleach games recently, like replaying a lot of the Bleach games recently, the red alt is like a very common color that Ichigo gets as like a player 2 skin. Like I'm thinking like the Dark Souls for the DS, like the fighting game. That was his like default color, like alternate color. So I'm assuming it was a reference to that, but it could also just be like, he's a strawberry, so he red. Some of the other colors don't make sense. Like, why is Rukia yellow? But some of the colors do make sense. Like, Byakuya's alternate outfit is pink because he's got the Senbon Zakura. Hello, Uraha Katsu. Uraha Katsu-san. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Yokoso. The game will be like Tekken 8. I mean, like the king of fighters games, etc. Is that the case? I will buy the game and also will be better than Sparkling Zero. Also, I like you channel. Okay, listen, everyone take notes, okay? This person's got it. Be more like this person. Give me compliments. Give me compliments. Say nice things to me, okay? That's all I want. And make a comment that's relevant to what the stream is currently about. They did say that, Glaze. They did say that, like the developers of the game did say that like one of their inspirations for making the game was kind of like Tekken. Like that, they listed that as like an inspiration. And also Bleach Heat the Soul 6 or 7 or whatever, which is also very Tekken-like. But it doesn't seem like... It does seem like Tekken, where it's like a 8-weight movement and like 3D movement and like stuff like, and like competitive aspect to it. But it doesn't seem super duper like Tekken. Like there's no like high-low mix-ups, which I think Tekken has. Anyway, oh my gosh, I gotta go to bed. Last things. Concerns, game could be horribly balanced or have a mechanic that's just easy to abuse, but I think the devs will patch it. This seems to be a very comeback-focused video game, which could be fun, but also could be very annoying. I'm gonna say fun. I like a little bit of... I do like comeback mechanics in video games. A lot of competitive players don't, but a lot of competitive players are no fun. I play competitive Mario Kart, okay? I can survive. I played competitive Super Smash Brothers for Wii U in IRL person tournaments, and I've gotten killed at like 20%, okay? I've been in the trenches. They can't be worse than that. No matter how many comeback mechanics are in this game, it cannot be worse than Smash 4. Another potential issue is the special move cutscenes being too long, because there's like a cutscene every time you do like a stock taking move or go into your awakening, and they're not too long. But, like, after a while, it might get on my nerves. But maybe there might be an option to, like, skip them or turn them off. Online could also just be unplayably bad. From what I've heard, Tamsoft games have had decent online. So, maybe. But they also have not talked about online at all. Like, in the system overview trailer, they're like, we're gonna talk about the various modes, like online mode. And I'm like, hell yeah, we get some online details. And then they're like, in online mode, test your abilities with players across the world. Anyway, I'm like, that was it. What was it? What did nothing? No information about ranked modes or casual matches or lobbies or like what the fudge? It's also their first fighting game since like 1999. Tamsoft, I think the like most recent Senran Kagura games have been online, right? I typed in Tampsoft. Like Peach Beach Splash had a online mode, right? I've heard that Tamsoft games in the past have had good online modes, but it's not a fighting game. There was like some Senran Kagura fighting game or like arena fighter that I don't think it's this. Sorry, I've started looking at Senran Kagura clips and then I just kind of zoned out. And then I just kind of zoned out. Can we filter out DLC? There was some Senran Kagura game people post a gameplay to every so often that has online mode and it's like a fighting game or like an arena fighter. Is it Eternal Versus? Estival versus Might be that. I don't know. I'll look into it later, and I might play it in preparation. I am playing the first Senran Kagura game on 3DS in preparation of Rebirth of Souls. We'll do shilling at the end. So even though we have not had any information, and they showed off the store in the overview trailer, in the system overview trailer. But like, okay, so they showed off the store in the system overview trailer, and the only thing available in the store was seeming things for like online, like banners and like icons for like your profile. So like, why would they have that if it's not for online? It's just weird how like they're not saying anything about online. But I think it is gonna, I think the online will be decent at best. Again, I play Smash Ultimate online. It can't be worse than that. My only fear is that there's there's probably not going to be any like, you know, rollback or like crossplay or anything, or they definitely would have advertised that. But I don't think the online is going to be like bad. When I see the trailer, new game of Bleach with the song, Would You Die for Love? That's a great song. Absolute banger. Probably so much I've been wanting a Bleach game for so much. Which version of the game would you recommend? Same. PC, I think, was going to be the best version to play it on. Just for mods, and that seems to be what everyone else is getting it on. The Steam version. But yeah, I think, like, when that release date trailer came out, I watched that, like, 100 times. I still get chills watching that trailer. It's so good. The song is fire, and it's just, like, iconic line after iconic line. One after, like, it's such a good trailer. That trailer needs to be studied. That and the original, like, Breath of the Wild trailer are, like, I think some of my favorite, like, trailers of all time. So yeah, I think online might be bad, but I don't see it being like unplayably bad. And then the other thing I don't like is the dub actor changes, not specific to the game, but still, again, been watching Bleach for 15 years, you know, I have nostalgia for the old voice actors. I think the biggest one is like Kenpachi and like Chad and whatnot. Kenpachi might be the biggest one, because like I love old Kenpachi and new Kenpachi. He's not like bad, but he's not like iconic, you know. Although some of the new voice actors are good, like Shinji I think has a really good new voice actor, and I like Ikaku's new voice actor. Bleach, yeah, Kenpachi was changed. When was he changed? I want to say he was changed like in the middle of a filler arc. Like in the like fake Zanpakuto arc. Kenpachi of Zaraki. David Lodge from episode 20 to 243, and then Patrick Shiz from 244 onwards. And then what is 244? We're getting off topic. Yeah, 244 is in the middle of Unknown Zanpakuto Tales arc. So basically, like after his fight with Spoon Man, like that's the last like classic Kenpachi we get. We got mods. The thing about the Kenpachi voice actor change that upsets me the most is that like it's not like something happened to the old voice actor, like he's not dead or anything or retired. He still wants to voice Kenpachi, and that the new voice actor that they got to replace him was somebody that they already had. So they literally just, it was just like a budget cut. It was literally just like they wanted to save a couple of monies. So they just like, instead of hiring this guy, we're just gonna fire this guy and replace him with somebody we already have doing the voice. It'll be cheaper. Which is some BS. Cause like, you know, things like, you know, Shinji's old voice actor is too busy being Sonic the Hedgehog. Chad and Tozen, kinda, I guess. I can see the reasoning there. I still don't like dub voice actor changes. And Ikaku, I obviously understand. But yeah, you know, other than like Kenpachi, none of the new voice actors sound like too like significantly downgraded. And new Kenpachi's still not like bad. He does a good job. He just doesn't do a perfect job, okay? He's like a 7 out of 10, and as opposed, but which is good, but it's not like a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean, dog? But we got Johnny on Bosch, so I'm happy. You know, as long as we got Johnny on Bosch. Holly Bell's definitely getting changed. What was she in? Who was she voice act? Harry. Laura Bailey from up to episode 284, and then Jenny Tarito from 368. Okay, yeah, I can see. No? I don't know. Oh, okay, I see. She's just like various background characters, and Hattie Bell had like one line of voice acting in the new 1000-Year Blood War. That was also why another like character who had like one line in the original anime got a new voice actor in the new anime, just because like they were a background actor that they like. I can understand that. But like for the video game, you think that they might go out of their way? I don't know. We don't know. She's not revealed yet, so we won't know. And either way, like we have the Japanese dub too. Like we could just switch to Japanese. And the Bleach Japanese dub is also really good. Bleach is one of like the few like anime where I'm like I love both the English and the Japanese version. Cause listen, I know I'm a weeb. There are some good there are some anime dubs that I like. I like the Bleach dub. I like the Steins Gate dub. And a third example. What is it about English where you can't just make you can't just have two examples or it sounds awkward? You need a third example. Can't play DBZ in sub. If there's not like an there's 100% an option going to be an option in the settings, and if there's not, it'll be a super easy mod for the PC players anyway. Also, the dub just sounds, in general, a little awkward in some places. Like, it's too literally translated. Yeah, I can't quite... I think Ichigo says ow at some point. in a point where, like, and it sounds kind of awkward. Where he said itai in Japanese. And I think in the original dub, he said, like, it hurts. Like, something to that effect. But... I don't see anyone else complaining about it, so that might just be me kind of thing. Current dub is weird. Current dub is not bad. Again, from everything I've heard of the 1000-Year Blood War dub and the like game dub, it does not sound bad. And that's high praise coming from weeb lords such as I. But also, yeah, also the online could also just die in a week. It'll definitely get a drop in players after like a couple of weeks, but hopefully it doesn't completely die. Sounds less natural to me, yeah. The issue I had with the dub, okay, listen, in the Soul Society arc, when he goes to rescue Rukia, he says "Tasuke ni kitaze, Rukia." And they translated that to, I'm here to save you, Rukia. And then in 1000-Year Blood War, they had a throwback to that line where Ichigo says, Tasuke ni kitaze. Like, word for word, the exact, like, the like, word for word, what he said in the past. It was definitely a throwback line. But the dub, like, reworded it. So he said, like, I'm here to help you or something, as opposed to, I'm here to save you. So... dub unwatchable. They messed up one callback. Dub unwatchable. But hey, we have Johnny and Bosch. I watched the dub of the live action movie just because it had Johnny and Bosch in it. Okay, I'm not... I don't have... I have a weakness for Johnny and Bosch. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, best case scenario, super good game. I can have fun, go and try hard on, and I have high confidence that will be the case. But like, worst case scenario, we get we get a fun Bleach game to go for the story mode, and we get a banger OST. So like, it'll be cool. But yeah, I definitely think, I hope, and I definitely think the game will be as good as it's going to be. I have confidence that the game is going to be as good as I think it is. And I hope we get lots of support from the community. And yeah. And again, from the developers, bounce patches. One way or another, I will try out the game. I will have fun. I will play the game. I will have fun with the game. Worst case, it's a 7 out of 10. Exactly. Worst case, it's only a cool Bleach game. And best case, it's gonna be 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. But I do not exaggerate when I say this is the most hyped I've been for a video game since, like, I want to say, like, Smash Ultimate. And that was, like, in 2017, 2018. Yeah, 2018. So, yeah, that was, like, 2018. So the hypest I've been for a game in like almost 10 years. How has it been almost 10 years? Anyway, one way or another, I will give it a fair try. This is when I'm gonna do my shilling. If you're interested in this game, you should pre-order it now. It's to get the free outfits, the pre-order bonuses. Get it on PC so you can play with me. But also, if you want to see more content about me, I will definitely be giving the game a fair try. I will stream the single player and the extra stories when it comes out, and I will try out the online at the very least. At the very most, I'll go try hard on online and be the top ranked player and do Ironmans or whatnot. I'm very confident the game will be good, and I will want to try my hard to be the best at it. But at the very minimum, even if the game is unplayably bad, I will at the very least play the single player, all of the single player and extra stories, and try out online. So yeah, that is it from my own shilling. But if you are interested in this game and you want to watch more videos talking about it, here are 3 other YouTube channels that you can talk about. And I think I will put this in the description, but I will also just type it in chat. And I'm over the limit. I'm over the limit. I'm over the limit. I gotta cut this message down. Okay, there's your 3 messages. Okay, there's a link that doesn't work. Sorry, hold on. Hold on! I'll make it 3 separate messages. If you're watching the VOD of this, just look in the description. Because I think we're gonna lose chat when I go to edit this VOD. Which is why I have it on the screen. But yeah, there's 3 channels that have a lot of videos talking about this game. That I think are worth checking out. And also, here is a playlist of all of the trailers, if you just want to watch all the trailers. But yeah, I think that is finally it for me. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go change the thumbnail and the title and thumbnail, and then go to bed. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm very happy that I was able to do this stream, even if it wasn't with Azared, but I'm happy that I was able to do this stream. Just because, like, listen, I've been ranting for the last 3 hours. I've been needing to get this out, okay? I've been wanting to do this stream just to get it out of my head. Because this is all I've been thinking about. And so, I will probably still continue to think about it. And talk about it on stream, but at least I can just be like, here, I got all my I got like most of my thoughts out. You could go watch this video. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope this game is good. I believe in the game. I hope I'm right. I believe that I'm right. And yeah, that's all I had to say. Peace. Take care of yourselves. Don't die, at least not until you play this game. And that's all I got. More streams for me in the future. I'm gonna be finishing. I wanna play Blade Battlers, which is like the next Bleach video game that I want to play, and finish Senran Kagura for the 3DS, which will probably be Thursday and or Friday. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, more streams soon. Yeah, that's it. That's all I had to say. I know there weren't a lot of streams last week, and scarce streams this week, but hopefully I'll be able to get back into it. Just been a little sick and dealing with life stuff, but more streams should be happening soon. At the very least, Thursday and or Friday. So if you want to know, you make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter, like the video, share it with friends, but only if you think that they might be interested. Again, I do not want dead subs. Only living, active subs. Okay, I'm ending the stream now. I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to check out more of me, I recommend checking out my shorts. Okay, that's all the shilling I had to do. That's all I got, okay? Video games are cool, anime are cool. I hope you all enjoyed the stream, and I hope you all take care of yourselves. And until next time, stay fresh, cheese bags! Moo.